Welcome back to YOGSLAM with me, Mr. Wrestling, Chief of the Yogscast Wrestling Federation. Are you ready for a night? We got some great fighters on the cards. We got some of the biggest slams, some of the biggest beatdowns, some of the biggest pins and chokeholds. Are you ready? I'm ready for wrestling!
Hello, everybody, and welcome to YOGSLAM, presented by WWE 2K22 and 2K Games, the most prestigious event in our industry. You are looking live at 69,420 screaming Yognauts, all anticipating an amazing night of action. I'm Michael Jugson, sat alongside former DDWA World Heavyweight Champion Cole Shaft, Colin Oblivion, and what a night we've got in store.
That's absolutely right, Michael, absolutely right. The competitors are ready, the feuds are hot, the audience is hotter and very excited. I'm excited. Are you excited?
I'm extremely excited. Now, before we go any further, of course, this stream is sponsored by 2K Games and WWE 2K22. We want to thank them for making this stream possible. But without further ado, we are going to throw it to Camille Stout and Pedguin, who are standing by.
Can't wait.
You! What do you want? You bloody rat! Camilla Stout! What are you? Stupid little looking ass! I'm the king of the animal kingdom, and I'll squash you, you little rat! Puny little vermin! You're gazing upon the true emperor of the animal kingdom. I'm gonna dice you up and put you on a plate of ratatouille, and I'm gonna gobble you up. And then, I'm gonna take you out to the trash where you belong.
But she loves trash.
What'd you say to me? Come here, you.
I heard what you was saying, and I don't appreciate how you've been talking about our bagels, about our pizza, about our rats, about our possums. And I'ma tell you one more time, don't say it again, cause you's going down. I'ma turn you into trash like you's is, and I'ma go through you. I'ma pick out what's good and what's bad, and I'ma eat it up. Don't make me tells you's again, alright? Where's my cheese? I said, don't make me tells yous again. I'ma get my son. He's beautiful. I'm leaving the whole of New York City to him, and I'ma tell yous right now I guts my boy, so I ain't going down easy. Not to you, you loser. You ain't nothing. You's a fraud, and don't you forget it. You didn't even see me there. I'm a creature of the night. You's been living your cushy life in your forest with your crop top with no panties on. You gone soft. You spend your day eating honey, mixing with tigers and donkeys, mixing with the rabbits. And I'm out here, in the trash, in the darkness. I got my boys, the Bossum, I got my baby Jimmy. I'm leaving my empire to him, but first I gotta mess you up.
Well, here he comes.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall, making his way to the ring from England, weighing in at 270 pounds, the Beast.
Colin, I want to ask you about the Beast Pedguin. What is Camille Stout looking like she's in for tonight. I mean, look at the size of this boy.
You only need to look at the swagger, the energy. Look how pumped up he is. I've been there. I know how it feels. The roar of that crowd. This guy, she's in trouble. Let's face it.
Okay.
She's in big trouble here.
And his opponent from Florida, weighing in at 152 pounds,
So Camille Stout appears to be some kind of trash rodent. Would you say that's accurate?
Camille Stout has come straight from the mean streets of New York City, I believe. That's what I've heard. And, I mean, this is the other side of the coin we're looking at here. Look at that energy. Look at that excitement. She doesn't look phased at all. You know, you have to think about both sides of this bout.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. I would say, and we'll see the size difference momentarily, it would appear that Pedguin has quite a size advantage, perhaps, over the slightly slighter Camille Stout.
That might be the case, but that tank top says it all, I think. Fan of cheese, Camille Stout. And I know from my time in pits of Yorkshire that that can keep you going. You know, it could be on an empty stomach, lump of cheese. That'll send you to the moon and back.
I can't argue with that. Just about to get underway here with our first match of YOGSLAM. Very exciting. We are, of course, building towards the 20-man Royal Rumble to crown the inaugural YOGSLAM champion. That is still to come, though, later on. And immediately the size advantage coming into play here, I would say.
You're right. It must be inches and inches.
Literal inches.
That's an imperial term, but multiple centimeters, I would say.
And Pedguin just physically imposing his will right now on Camille, working the leg.
Showing no mercy.
Stamp.
No mercy.
Oh, the drop kick, though, just a glancing blow to Pedguin, who answers back with some huge right hands. And a counter from Camille. Nice lock tie up, and another counter from Pedguin. Very back and forth so far. The two attempt to lock up again, but a push. And look, they both tried to trade blows, but it's Pedguin who's getting the advantage, and now Camille is fighting back.
Now, I can tell you, Michael, that from fighting rodents myself in the ring, that tail gives us a serious balance advantage, actually. So that is something also to watch out for tonight.
I've not thought about that. Oh, and look at the athleticism of Pedguin there. Just the spinning head scissors taking down Camille, and he's up on the second rope, taunting.
Feeling one-sided right now, I have to say.
He wants Camille on her feet, and why is that? Completely misses. No water in the pool whatsoever. That will cost him.
Not what you expect from the king of the animal kingdom.
Absolutely not. That appeared to be a code breaker there. Pretty devastating move from Camille, who is now locking up the leg of Pedguin. A big man. He needs both his legs. Is that correct, Colin?
He does need both of his legs. He came in with two. He wants to leave with two. And he won't leave with two if he loses one halfway through. Let's face it.
Can't deny the technique. The strategy of Camille. Going back to, and that neck breaker. Absolutely brutal. And now Camille climbing up middle rope. What's she thinking? A huge splash.
Now you have to think about the psychological warfare as well that's at play here. Camille Stout representing all rodents, not just rats, but possums too. And I'm sure mice and, you know, various small furry creatures.
The missile drop kick. Remember, of course, that some rodents can fly. Is that right?
I believe so. Bats, no. They're not. I wouldn't. It's not my area of expertise.
Okay.
Ask me about collieries and industry in the north of England. I'll give you your answers.
Well, I'll ask some more relevant questions later on.
Please
a big
do.
Boot to the face. And Pedguin is still down, continuing to work on the leg is Camille. He is right next to those ropes, though. He could reach for them. This just a regular one-on-one match. We've got all sorts of stipulations coming up later on.
We have. But submission is at play here. Submission is at play.
Slamming the face of Camille into the mat. And a big boot to the stomach. What's he thinking? That again. Driving her face into the canvas.
Camille's...
and a third one.
Camille's son, Jimmy, watching at home, I believe. And that's got a... I mean, it drives you forward, I can say. It drives you forward for sure. But
motivation of family members.
But when you're on the back foot, difficult.
Yes. What's Camille thinking here? Working on the arm. Stretching out Pedguin. So these both appear to be leaders of animal kingdoms in their own sense, right?
That's right. Well, so it's said that Pedguin himself is not just the king of the animal kingdom, but the emperor of the animal kingdom. I believe that was mentioned earlier. Whether rats fall under that is a debate that has to be had here. By the looks of it, not at all. Although the way he's showing dominance over Camille right now, perhaps that is the case.
Pedguin really showcasing his power. But Camille now a second code breaker. Pedguin is down. Can she capitalize? And again working on the leg. A lot of work on that leg. You have to wonder if there's going to be a submission. Pedguin, though, moving out the way of what appeared to be a super kick. And a running bulldog, and that plants Camille. He's not done, though. Picks her back up. What's he looking for here? He's walking her to the ropes. This isn't looking good, Colin, for Camille.
It's not looking good at all.
Oh, we're changing camera angle. What could he's calling for it?
Here we go.
It's some sort of sliced bread off the ropes.
Oh.
This has got to be it. Into the cover.
And that's a
one, two. Oh, Camille kicks out. Just a split second before 3, and Pedguin is furious. He cannot believe it, and he is wasting no time. It's big opportunity for him. To the top rope. Drops the elbow.
The audience going mad here. Of course, we're dealing with a scrappy underdog in Camille, and she's up against a rather privileged king, emperor, and so on. So certainly splitting the crowd, I think.
Camille, though, fighting back. This could be the recovery she needs. What do you think here? The forearm to the lower back of Pedguin. And again, wearing the big man down. What's she going to do now? An STO. Pedguin is down once again. What is Camille thinking? Slamming the arm into the mat. Just dissecting the bigger man, I would say.
Yeah, he's from a privileged position. Eats honey, I believe. A diet of honey. That's nothing against cheese.
Oh, she's locked in the submission. Pedguin has nowhere to go. What's Pedguin going to do? Is Pedguin going to tap out? Pedguin has submitted, and Camille Stout has clutched victory from the jaws of defeat.
Unbelievable.
Wow, a huge win for the Queen of the Rodents. And look at some of the highlights here. Really tells the story. It could have been all over right there.
A real close match. Real close match.
But Camille able to fight back and eventually take home the gold. Well, I believe we're about to go backstage to see how Pedguin is handling this loss.
Here is your winner by A.
Bested by rats! Vermin! Leave me! You will never see me again! Back to my cave! Vermin!
Fantastic stuff. Love it. I love it. Up next, a hotly anticipated match. Hat Films, all three fighting over some hot nudes in a briefcase. Who will take them home, and will they post them online? That's the question.
That is the question. There are huge implications in this next matchup. You, of course, have Greenman, you've got Smithosaurus, and Randy Trott. We're going to hear from all three competitors right now.
Well. If it ain't the two worst riddlers of all time, there's no way you're gonna beat me in the TLC. I'm the cream of the crop. I'm horny as hell, and I'm ready to wrestle a dinosaur. What are you? I don't even know what you are.
I'm a dinosaur, but I'm also a luchador, alright? I'm Smithosaur, it's quite clear.
Why'd you get hired?
Well, I don't know, clearly there's been some budget issues here.
Is there meant to be another guy here?
Oh.
Where is
he's
he?
Right here.
Oh, you can see me? I can't see him. Where is he?
I think he's green-red colour.
Use your dino eyes. I can't see him. Oh, holy crap. It's going to be an easy fight.
I know, we're going to be fighting for our loots. You got a box?
You got my newts.
No, they're all there.
You got my newts. Well, I'm haven't got your nudes.
The wrestling company has taken our nudes, and now we gotta fight over them in a box, like a suitcase full of them. Us three. We gotta fight.
Look here. I'm gonna get my nudes back, and I'm gonna kill these two. Suck up.
He can't see me. He's gonna kill you.
Well, I'm already extinct. Joke's on him.
There's another way to.
No one sees under the green skin!
Not even my partner or mother.
No, no one! Not even myself!
He was born
6
like
years
this.
running!
Hold my tail up so it looks like we're... Key him out. Make it wag. Make it wag.
Turn it this way, I don't know.
This is good. We should hire you for this. You shouldn't be a wrestler.
You got some wings I could pack?
Maybe.
That was my other job.
I'm taking a hell load of steroids, so I'm ready to fight. Bring me my nudes. Let's go.
That's fine. No one sees me naked. No one!
The following contest is a triple threat tables, ladders, and chairs match. Making his way to the ring from England, weighing in at 215 pounds, Green Man.
Here is Greenman, Colin. He's got to have a lot going through his head right now. We might get a brief shot of the briefcase that's suspended above the ring. First person to climb the ladder and retrieve it will be in control of all of Hat Film's nudes. What must be going through this man's head?
I must say the danger is lesser for Greenman, given that it leaves very little to the imagination, that morph suit.
Hey,
But
straight talk, okay? There's some flat-out things I gotta say. Brownies
And his opponents, first
bending theories.
from England, weighing in at 269 pounds.
in my bedroom got me thinking about the airs.
I almost feel bad talking over this entrance music because it is such a pristine piece of art, really, I would say. But we do need to talk about the combination of dinosaur and luchador. I don't think such a thing has ever been attempted in the world of pro wrestling. Am I right?
well, you've clearly not been to the to Denby Dale, I have to say. In my youth, when I fought against all manner of creatures and individuals, you name it, luchador dinosaurs, I fought 6 of them.
6 of them.
6 of them. Well, 5, and there was a rematch.
Okay,
Yeah.
that still seems like an excessive amount of luchasaur dinosaurs.
Get yourself up to Yorkshire. Get yourself up there.
I don't know that I want to do that. There's the briefcase.
And from England, weighing in at 166 pounds, Randy C.T.
I don't know if you were in the arena earlier, Colin, when Randy Trott was practicing this entrance, but there wasn't a dry eye in the house.
There wasn't, and actually we didn't have all the audio-visual setup at that moment, so he actually sang as he emerged from the smoke. It was rather touching, I must say. I don't cry often, but...
I've never seen you cry.
well, you clearly weren't looking at me. Well, I suppose the shades help, don't they? The shades
That's very true.
hide a multitude of sins.
Trott is obviously going to be highly motivated to get these nudes. Nobody at fault in this match. They are all supposedly good friends, but for some reason their nudes were acquired and stolen without their permission.
Honestly, a bit of an HR issue, I must say. I
Well,
don't know,
yes, that is true.
We may be hearing from Daft later on, and he could perhaps deal with that in some
Step
capacity.
in, yeah. I would ask what the winner of these nudes is going to do with them.
Well, I think it might vary from winner to winner, to be honest. Trott seems like the sort of man who may just have a little look at them on his own.
Yeah.
You know, in his bedroom, play this song on loop. Yeah, I think so.
He's a professional. He strikes me as someone that would list them right on eBay. And again, there you see the briefcase suspended. Wow. Didn't really get an opportunity to take in the hair of Randy Trott.
Hats too hide a multitude of sins, and indeed in this case a multitude of, majesties.
Yes, 100%. And of course, this is a triple threat tables, ladders, chairs match, meaning that there is no disqualification. All weaponry is allowed. Pinfall and submission doesn't mean a darned thing, and it's just got to be the first person to grab. Oh dear. Oh dear.
Not a good start there. Of course, Greenman at a bit of an advantage given that Trott appears not to be able to see him. So that's got to be useful for him in some way.
Very true.
The Smithosaurus, though, clearly able to see him here.
Yep, 100% with his dinosaur eyes, as Randy Trott said.
Yeah.
Trott, though, the only person, I was going to say, taking advantage of these two being distracted by one another, and he was going to set up the ladder, but it appears Greenman's going to do it. No, he's going to use the ladder as a weapon, takes down Trott, and then drops the ladder. Seems to be in the early goings, these three just want to inflict as much damage to each other as possible.
Absolutely. In my experience, the best thing to do is whittle down your opponents a little before you start climbing that ladder. You put yourself in a disadvantage, in a dangerous position halfway up a step ladder there. You don't want to be halfway up there when you've got fully functioning opponents running around the ring.
And you would know what you're saying as the former DDWA, that being the Denby Dale Wrestling Alliance World Heavyweight Champion, but I've got to cut myself off because Greenman has locked Smithosaurus into a triangle, a devastating submission maneuver, and look at the power of Smithosaurus. Again, not that this would matter because there are no tap-outs whatsoever allowed in this match.
A triangle of talent, these three. Here we go.
Oh, he's doing it.
We're going for a run at the case here.
You can see the mini-game that, of course, all of these real wrestlers see in their eyeballs when they attempt to remove the briefcase. You sort of understand how this mini-game is played, but Colin will explain further.
Partly why I wear shades helps to remove any other visual distractions in the periphery. You know, you don't want to be seeing waving crowds, or indeed, you don't want this to be happening.
Oh, the power bomb onto the ladder, and Trott has been folded in half. Trott really making some serious progress with that mini-game there, and I would like to explain a little further that mini-game, especially the progress towards the removal of the briefcase, is shared amongst all three competitors.
That's right.
So it doesn't matter who has done all of the work, it's just the person who is last to get the little segment that will walk away with the nudes.
It's somewhat poetic, really, that you have these three who, day to day, work together as teammates. But here they are fighting against each other. Likewise, with that briefcase, they're all going for victory, but in a way, they're working together to get it loosened.
They are. And this has got to be absolutely terrifying for Randy Trott, who, as a reminder, cannot see Greenman.
No.
He has no concept of what is being done to him right now. And the two knees to the lower back of Randy Trott.
Bizarre forces pulling his arms hither and thither, as we say in the north.
You do say that, yes.
We do say hither and thither.
Smithosaurus, I was about to say the biggest person in this match. I don't know if I should say man. It's clearly a dinosaur.
Yeah.
But sent flying out of the ring by Greenman, who elects to go for a table. Didn't get a chance to use it, though.
As we saw with Camille in our previous matchup, we've got some further stakes going on here and further psychology with being the last of your kind has got to really drive you forward.
Absolutely.
Being the final dinosaur on Earth.
Absolutely.
And indeed, we're at risk here. Too much damage to that man. We could see an extinction today.
This could be an extinction level event.
Nobody wants to see that.
No.
Nobody.
Especially not me. We also need to talk beyond the elevated stakes of just winning the match, beyond the even more elevated stakes of winning the nudes. There are even higher stakes running all throughout this evening in all matches. There is, of course, the main event, which will be the 20-person Royal Rumble. The winner of that becoming the YOGSLAM champion. Now, depending on whether you... again, a high-risk move there from Randy Trott. Depending on whether you win your match and how fast you win your match will determine your entry position in the main event. Of course, you want to be entering towards the back of the queue, don't you?
You do. You want to be in there when everyone else has been chipped away at. Not only is that a major contributing factor to the final match, but you've also got to think about these guys are taking an absolute hammering in their individual matches. They've then got to get into the ring with, up to 20 others. Deal with that. Brutal.
Poison Rana there from Randy Trott. Sorry for cutting you off.
No, but they're being worn down here and now in their own lineups, and later on they've then got to come back fighting. It's a lot to ask.
I absolutely do. This is probably going to be one of the a second powerbomb onto the ladder. Randy Trott's spine has got to be dust at this point. And a bitter end from Greenman to Smithosaur.
Now, it's got to be said that Randy Trott openly admitted to taking a whole bunch of steroids before this match. And do you feel that's coming through? I don't think it's showing necessarily.
Not as yet. Are we sure, given his lack of ability to see Greenman, who, lest we forget, is bright green, that perhaps it wasn't steroids that he was taking before the match?
Well, it could have been anything. Could have been. I've tried fighting with coal dust in my eyes, and that alone can be debilitating.
I can well imagine. Another powerbomb. How is Randy Trott? He decides to roll the length of the ladder mysteriously. I'm not sure he's all there.
I don't think he also openly admitted to needing the bathroom. That could be a result of the steroids, or it could be just an ongoing medical condition. But
how is that going to affect him in this match? Do you think it will motivate him to win faster, or will it just cause a huge distraction? Or will we see a different kind of extinction event?
Well, I hope not. I have been in some terrible working men's clubs with small wrestling rings in the corner, sort of next to the bar. We used to go there after our time down the shafts, and I tell you, those rings are not very forgiving when it comes to stains. But I can say from my experience, needing the bathroom while being in a lineup like this, it can be hugely distracting. But they do say people make better decisions when they need to go. So perhaps it's a tactical advantage. It can play both ways, really. It can.
Well, from going down one shaft to trying to retrieve a very different kind of shaft, Trott, so far, seemingly the only person who's attempted to go for the briefcase. You saw Smithosaurus climb and then get back down. And now Greenman is alone. He could go and climb the ladder and retrieve those news, but he has decided not to, electing instead. He's suffered for it there, hasn't he? And look at the speed of Randy Trott.
You must keep in mind when it comes to Smithosaurus. Here we go. Another attempt. You must keep in mind when it comes to Smithosaurus, of course, as I've seen.
That was neck first onto the ladder.
In people I've been up against, the tiny T-Rex arms make it incredibly difficult to climb a ladder. Only 2 digits and short arms. It's not a good mix when it comes to climbing ladders.
I would ask you, Colin, that you've been in the ring with all sorts over the years. Chair came into play. Kick to the side of the head, and he's down on the very cherry brought into the ring. You've been in the ring with a lot of big boys and girls over the years.
I have.
I would ask, would being a bigger man in this kind of match be a disadvantage?
It can be. It can make you more of a target. When you're on the ladder, it can make it harder to climb the ladder if you've got a lot of heft a lot of heft to get up there. I find it incredibly difficult to climb ladders because I'm just all lean. There's not an ounce of fat on me.
There isn't. I can confirm. I saw Colin changing earlier, and I did sneak a glance.
What?
Randy Trott now.
Sorry, what?
Looking to climb the ladder. Greenman adopting an interesting strategy here. Just sort of observing on the apron. Spiking DDT.
Fading into the background as he often does, Greenman.
It's very true.
He was born like that. In fact, I heard an interesting story about Greenman in the...
Yes. I've got to cut you off here, Colin. That is not the position from which you are going to grab the briefcase. Foul intentions in the mind of Smithosaurus. He jumps the double axe handle to the face of Randy Trott. And how does Smithosaurus still have both his ankles intact?
We call that the pickaxe handle back home.
Of course you do.
Pickaxe handle.
Yes, because mining.
Because of mining, indeed. The northern mining industry. That's right.
Goodness me.
Interesting story, though, about Greenman. He was born that way. And as he was born, it's said that the midwife thought that there was he hadn't yet been born. Couldn't see him at all. Must have maybe had some dinosaur. Indeed, no. If you're a dinosaur, you can see him, in fact. But perhaps a dinosaur midwife would have helped.
That's very true. We don't know. Shout out to all our NHS dinosaur midwives watching.
Absolutely, yeah.
And another DDT.
You deserve your medals.
deserve a bit more than applause.
Yeah,
but
that's
now's not
right.
the time. Up goes Randy Trott. He's a little too far away from the briefcase, I would say, just sort of staring. He's
Yeah.
disassociated completely on top of that ladder, but still, he's a professional, and he is now taking it to Smithosaurus, who is absolutely rocked, and he's been sent off the ladder. Greenman's just taking a bit of time to taunt in the corner. Randy Trott, what's he going to do?
It's time
He's got
for
it.
Randy Trott now. He's got an opportunity.
Oh no, Greenman ready.
The disassociating, I've certainly experienced that as well. There's an altitude issue up on top of those ladders, especially if you spend a lot of time underground.
Right, right.
There's less oxygen up there.
Oh, the power bomb off the side of the ladder, and Randy Trott, I would say, correctly rolls out of the ring to get a bit of respite. Greenman now dragging Smithosaurus to the ropes. What's he thinking? Irish whip into the ropes, ducks under.
Irish whip.
Oh, the clothesline from hell. Look at that. Greenman has a golden opportunity to climb a ladder here, and he has not done it. Oh no, Smithosaurus is cross.
It's good to have you here, in fact, for a mainstream perspective, because I'm so used to calling it an Irish whippet in North Yorkshire that it's difficult to keep track sometimes of these worldwide terminologies.
Of course, I would say that's the industry standard. Oh, Colin, but as always, your insight is very helpful.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Oh, what are we going for here? Is this a bitter end again from Greenman? Brutal!
A blur of green in the ring right now. Trott, of course, just seeing a dinosaur being thrown around by forces unknown.
Simply does not have any understanding of what is happening, but he appears to have... He has his physical senses. Oh, that must have been very strange for him.
Indeed.
Smithosaurus climbing. There's the hot nudes.
Cracking himself there.
Oh, it might be Randy Trott's turn to play spoiler here. Doing a little star jump, very nice.
Taunting. I do hope nothing slipped out there as he did his star jump. I know he's absolutely desperate to go at this point.
Very true. Very true. Forearm from Greenman. And another one, and down goes Smithosaurus. That's a long way down to the mat.
Certainly is.
Greenman grabbing onto the briefcase. Randy Trott seemingly a bit stuck.
Just having a dance.
It's getting closer. Only 2 segments remain until that briefcase is off.
It is very close now.
He's dangling. Smithosaurus can't quite get him.
Tight.
This is a really interesting dance that's happening right now. All 3 men are down, and the Yognauts in attendance can't help but applaud in respect and admiration for what these 3 men are putting themselves through to see their Winky pictures again.
Indeed. As you say, a lot at stake here, and who's to say what will happen to those nudes as they are retrieved depends entirely on the victor. I mean, what do you think of the likelihood that either Greenman or Smithosaurus will be releasing them online?
Well, I'm not entirely sure. I think if Greenman releases them, there's a good chance that nobody will ever see them. Oh, Randy Trott, very close. Onto the ladder again. How is he still alive? This is unbelievable. And now the two
for respite there.
greenest boys are in the ring. And the power, the dominance of the Smithosaurus. He will not go extinct today. What's he thinking here? Goes to work on the thought again and again.
I've been on the receiving end of just such a move from a dinosaur-based superstar, and
one of the 5.
One of the 5, yeah. And if I turn my body a certain way, it still affects me to this day.
Well, maybe you shouldn't do that.
I won't do that
Maybe
again.
you shouldn't do that.
No.
Smithosaurus, he's got the briefcase in hand. Greenman, though, ready to stop him. Randy Trott getting back to his feet. Clambers back into the ring. I feel like we might be getting close to the end now.
Yeah, getting very close.
A powerbomb from Greenman. And Randy Trott's there.
The cumulative mini-game getting there. And,
very close now.
It definitely changes.
Randy Trott going up.
There we go.
No.
Meanwhile,
these two are completely focusing on each other. You can see the mini-game in the top right-hand corner.
We've got some real
Randy Trott's only got 1 more to go. These two have nowhere to go. Randy Trott has retrieved the nudes. Randy Trott has retrieved the nudes. He is once again in possession of all his naked pics.
Grab your tissues, everyone, for the music. You will cry.
What a match. Randy Trott will need tissues for an entirely different reason now.
He certainly will, but that's not... I was trying not to allude to that, but never mind.
And yet...
we will go backstage now and hear what Randy Trott has to say about his victory and whether we hear anything at all from the losers.
Here is your winner, Randy CT.
What did I say? What did I say? What did I say? Did I win? I don't know what happened. I blacked out for the last. I won. Yeah, I beat him. I beat y'all asses. I got my nudes. Yeah. I need a whiz.
Up next, though, we've got a highly personal match, I would say, it's almost class warfare between the Sommelier and Sharky Ben. This is going to be a Falls Count Anywhere match. No submissions. These two are going to clobber each other all over the arena to see who has, I assume, the best class. I have backed myself very much into a corner here with this commentary column.
Right. Okay. Well, let's maybe avoid class warfare if we can. I mean, where I'm from, it's a hot issue, but I don't like to bring it into the ring, you know. So maybe we can go forward and just sort of talk about the wine and aquatic creatures. Let's leave class out of it if we can, please.
We're not going to, and we're going to throw it to them.
Bloody Thatcher.
What the hell, man?
Ooh.
You can't pay me off. I won't give up my dream of wearing the belt.
Which one are you again?
Ah! I'm Sharky. I'll make you remember my name when I'm the champion of the wrestling world. You think you're so big taking all those rich folks' dough? Well, you haven't prepared for this Sharknado. I'm getting notes of apple, rosebud, high-class pretension. Well, when I'm finished with you, all you'll be getting is medical attention. You think you can defeat me with a gas can down my throat? Well, just like the movie, you're gonna need a bigger boat.
I'm the sommelier. I know what wine goes with any dish. And I recommend an ass-kicking to go with this big fish. When I'm finished with you, I'll make shark fin soup. But not with your carcass, as you smell like poop. I love making wine, stomping grapes with my feet, and I'll even take a break from that to pound you into mincemeat.
You think you're so fancy, sitting there drinking your moldy grape juice? Well, nobody wants to tell you, but you're just a massive deuce.
You're getting destroyed. I'll send you to hell, and once I'm done, I'll sit down with a fruity Zinfandel. Wine puns. Enough of this, shark. And your stupid rhyme. I think you'll find it's ass-kicking time. Come on, you beached whale. Let's take this to the real ring.
Oh, not again.
The following contest is a Falls Count Anywhere match. Making his way to the ring from England, weighing in at 210 pounds, Tom!
Here comes the sommelier, Colin. Now, I don't mean to be condescending, potentially, but have you ever seen this much gold on a human being in your entire life?
I've not seen this much gold on a human being in my entire life, apart from that one accident when we hit a very, very unstable fault line deep down the shaft. Obviously, the mine owner was made is absolutely rich beyond his wildest dreams, but sadly, the miner in question didn't pull through. So I'm having some traumatic flashbacks, in fact, watching this.
Really sorry, Colin. We'll move on to the aquatic mammal momentarily.
I'd thank you not to ask me that again, actually.
I apologise. What a unit.
It's a 40-footer. It's got to be. Only Chief Brody could land that absolute beast, I think. Here he is.
And his opponent from England, weighing in at 348 pounds,
Falls count anywhere stipulation for this match, meaning the action does not have to stay in the ring. They can brawl all over the arena, although it is worth noting that there will be no submissions. Whoever wins has to pin the shoulders of their opponent to the mat or the concrete or wherever the hell it is they end up for a count of 3.
I think Sharky Ben is hoping they take it to the water tank out back where he's in his natural habitat, but I'm sure the sommelier will do his very best to keep it on dry land.
Absolutely. And these two, of course, are the third match of the evening, and they'll have been backstage watching what has come before. Either man, or either mammal, hoping for a quick victory to cement a later entry in the main event Royal Rumble to crown the YOGSLAM champion.
A lot of confidence there for a man/shark who was put through a table just before this match.
Absolutely. Talk to me about how that would affect the psychology and the confidence of Sharky Ben going into this match with a man wearing so much gold.
Well, absolutely. So, no doubt the physical aspect will play into it. You know, going in with, frankly, an injury, but certainly the psychology on the part of the sommelier, he will feel an advantage, certainly. And in that jacket, who would? I don't think he ever feels that he's at any disadvantage.
I think it's very brave to wrestle in the jacket with the sunglasses as well, and the sandals, the solid gold sandals, on a springboard missile dropkick, the surprising agility of the fish out of water. Oh, and the big splash, again appropriately named moveset.
Sharky Ben, of course, calls it a diving board rather than springboard.
Of course, of course. Yeah. He's got him on the ropes. What's he thinking here? Throws him out of the ring. What on earth is Sharky Ben going to do here? That is a lot of mass. Oh, and the sommelier saw it coming.
Yeah.
Waiting for Sharky Ben to get to his feet. He clambers back into the ring. And another drop kick takes down the sommelier. And another splash.
Now, in terms of, while we're talking disadvantages, here we go. The sommelier may be at a disadvantage here, given that he doesn't have his monocle with him.
No.
So we could have another visual
impairment. Tsunami!
Fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. We could have another visual impairment here, as we saw with Hat Films.
Oh, a painful submission maneuver here. The knee in the small of the back. The arms clenched around the neck of the sommelier, really just trying to squeeze that pretension out of the solid gold boy. Another sommelier mounting something of a comeback. The quick right hands, the boot to the bread basket, and a neck breaker.
And you've got to remember, as we mentioned earlier, no submissions. So no matter what kind of pummeling these people are taking, there's no tapping out here.
Oh, the camel clutch from the sommelier. I know that sharks aren't invertebrates, but I'm not entirely sure of their skeletal structure, but that can't feel good.
Mostly cartilage, I believe, so some flexibility there.
Okay.
And certainly, I don't like to be too personal, but a degree of blubber here on Sharky.
Okay. The face of Sharky Ben planted into the mat. What is the sommelier thinking here? Oh, dropping a knee across the elbow. The fin joint, if you will, into the cover. Bit brave for that. Bit too early for that, I would say. A kick out of one.
No surprises there, no surprises.
Absolutely not. No. Need to big fist drop to the face of the snoot of the shark. That's what you meant a bop, right?
It is.
If you get attacked by a shark.
Very much an intentional move there. Whack them right on the snout, and they'll swim away. I should know.
You fought sharks as well as dinosaurs?
I don't like to talk about it, but I should know.
Oh, the frog splash! Again, an appropriately named move from the man who doesn't really know what a pun is, considering he thought those were wine puns. That's not a pun. That's not a pun. But he did call that the frog splash, and that's very good.
That's right. That's right.
What's Sharky Ben thinking here? No, the sommelier smashing the face into the canvas again. And the fist drop. Beautiful combination offense from the Golden Man.
Now, I was backstage earlier, Michael, and I don't like to spread rumours unduly, but I think in this case they are due. The sommelier, so I'm told, has a little snifter before each match, and it keeps him calm.
Is that so?
That is so.
Seems like something we shouldn't be discussing on camera necessarily,
Well,
because
it's
that
too
is a
late.
violation of the YOGSLAM wellness policy.
Well, maybe it was some sort of non-alcoholic fruit grape beverage.
Let's just say it was that. Let's just say it was
Could well
that.
have been. Could have been.
Sharky Ben, neck breaker again to the sommelier, really dissecting his opponent here. Big forearm sends him scuttling across the ring, and now what is Sharky Ben thinking? He's dragging him. Where's he putting him? He's setting up for some kind of big maneuver. Stamps on him, rolls him onto his back. What's he doing? He's taking a big run up. Oh, he calls for it. What's he doing? He drops the massive shark thighs across the chest and into the cover. Again, this might be a bit too soon, but we'll see.
It's a 1, 2.
Oh.
No, not at all. The everyman of the sea is going to have to work a little harder than that, I think,
Certainly
to
is.
bring down his opponents.
Interestingly, this is a Falls Count Anywhere bout. Oh, what a beautiful spinning kick. That could be it. We've changed to a different camera angle, usually denoting something exciting is happening. And
That's
again, he
absolutely
kicks
right.
out.
You've been in this industry a while, haven't you? You've noticed that. The camera angle change means significant stuff.
It does happen, and I think we might be seeing another tsunami from the shark. Oh, no, it's a huge leg drop, but the sommelier gets out of the way. I was about to say that this is a Falls Count Anywhere match, and so far these two have kept it inside the ring.
They have.
At what point do you think it will spill out? Are they being tactical here by staying put?
Well, as I said earlier, I think the sommelier definitely trying to keep it in his natural habitat. Who's to say where Sharky Ben could take it if they leave the arena? Certainly there are some advantages and disadvantages of being a shark with legs inside a dry wrestling ring.
Absolutely. I was about to say the smoothness and the efficiency and the technical proficiency of Sharky Ben on show there, breaking out of that submission attempt by the sommelier, even though he's not in the water. Oh, the huge crossbody.
There we go.
He still knows how to escape from a variety of moves. Look at that.
Followers of Sharky Ben, of course, will know that he fights mostly in memory of his fisherman father. That's got to be a good motivation here and now. I'd certainly fought many good matches in my father's name.
Is his father still alive?
He's sadly...
Oh, now it spills out of the ring.
Sadly no longer with us is Coal Shaft Colin Skyrim.
Not quite.
Close from there.
Sorry for your loss.
No, that's okay. I do him proud every day.
You certainly do. Oh, dropping the knee. That's going to hurt, missing that out there. Not the same as the canvas of the ring. And now the sommelier. Oh, smashing the face of Sharky Ben, and then the fin joint, and then dropping the fist, all outside of the ring.
It's only wealth and privilege that will bring you training that will allow you to do such moves. I was certainly not able to do such things growing up. No wealth and privilege at my end.
Sommelier all over Sharky Ben now. As he sends him, taggling with the ref.
Dangerous game.
We do have quite powerful referees here. If this were any other promotion, don't know about the DDWA, of course, Danbydale Wrestling Alliance, but most other referees would have just been sent scattering. If they came into any kind of contact with a wrestler, they'd be down for 5 or so minutes.
That's right.
Big judo throw into the cover. Could this be it?
This could be it.
Not quite.
Not
Sharky
quite.
Ben lives to fight another day.
Goodness me. Interestingly, the sommelier makes his own wine as well as being a sommelier.
I'm going to have to interrupt you here. It
believe.
looks like we're getting a big move. Oh, the sit out. Pile driver into the cover. One,
this could be it.
Two. Oh, what is this shark made of, apart from, as we've already discussed, a little bit of blubber, some kind of cartilage, and also maybe bones?
Gills. No bones, I think. Well, I wouldn't know.
You don't think sharks have bones?
Don't test me, but I would say no. No, they don't.
I'm hearing it in my earpiece that sharks don't have bones. They don't have bones.
Okay, excellent.
Sharks do not have bones, which does put Sharky Ben at a huge advantage now that we know that. Please do carry on telling me about the wine that the sommelier does make.
Well, I was about to say that having no bones means that having a knee on your face is probably not as brutal as it would be taking it from a human being. But sommelier, we're led to believe he makes his own wine, stomps on grapes and so on. Really gets, he certainly doesn't skip leg day, let's say that.
No. Any kicks or stomps that you would suffer at the hands, or I suppose the feet of the sommelier will be especially brutal, seeing as he uses those in his everyday winemaking.
Although they will potentially taste rather delicious and give you just a little kick.
Have you ever tasted feet, Colin?
Not feet as such, but I have once fought against not a sommelier, but someone who only makes wine and refuses to taste it.
Okay.
Yeah, the grape masher.
The Grape Masher, that's
Grape
another
Masher.
DDWA legend, of course.
Yeah.
Sommelier all over Sharky Ben at this point. It's not looking good for the, what did you call him, the aquatic everyman?
The everyman of the sea.
The everyman of the sea, my apologies. Sharky Ben, though, mounting something of an offense. Oh, bounces the sommelier mid-section first, right off those steel ring steps.
How much more punishment can either of these guys take?
What's he thinking here?
There
Goes for the cover. Referee's got a good view.
Slow moves there from the ref.
Oh, yes. If it had got there a bit faster, that might have been a different outcome.
Right, but perhaps
very different outcome.
the minor bump that the ref took earlier slowed him down slightly.
The striking proficient. Oh, the DDT on the outside. Into the cover. This could be it. The sommelier could win.
2.
Another win for Privilege. Not quite.
Still.
Not quite. Do you reckon it would hurt the fins of Sharky Ben to strike the solid gold jacket?
You are once again testing me on shark anatomy, and I simply have to say I do not have the answers for you. I do not. Ask me about, mine carts and, pigeon racing.
Okay.
Please. Or wrestling in general, but not sharks.
Not sharks. Okay. Have you ever wrestled anyone wearing a solid gold suit, is my next question.
I certainly have. Midas. He was an excellent wrestler.
You met Midas?
I met Midas.
Okay.
Yeah, fought long and hard against him. Defended my title against Midas.
Did you win?
I did.
Of course, the DDWA World Heavyweight Championship was originally made of coal until Midas touched it.
That's absolutely...
At which point it turned to gold and was infinitely more valuable.
Yeah.
The spinning back kick to the back of the head of the sommelier. Oh, and again... the rubbery, blubbery body of the everyman of the sea.
The everyman.
The everyman of the sea surely cannot take too much more punishment. The fist drop again, and the kick to the. We know he doesn't have a spine.
We know that.
But the lower, if he were a man, the lower back. Oh, the corkscrew leg whip.
All I can say is Sharky Ben is fortunate that this is, that we have some level of rules and regulations here. It's not an extreme rules match because weak to barrels, I believe, is Sharky Ben.
Is that right? Is that right?
Seen the blockbuster Spielberg movie, but definitely a barrel-related weakness, Sharky Ben.
Okay, fortunately no barrels have come into play as yet.
No barrels in play here, harpoons, etc.
Oh, it's the knee to the spine. This does look devastating. Wrenching back on the face of the sommelier. What's he going to do? Remember, there are no submissions in this match. He's tapping, but it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. The amount of punishment that the sommelier has suffered is causing him to tap out, but it does not matter. I think Sharky Ben smells blood.
I think so. I think so. He can smell it from 5 miles away, a single drop. But always it pains you sometimes when you get a tap in a match like this and you know that is not going to end it. But on the other hand, it gives you that nod that perhaps a pin, an upcoming pin could be the end of it.
That incredible kick.
Could
this could signal the end. The referee having a little bit of trouble seeing the shoulders. Got to make sure they're both down. Sharky Ben has pinned and defeated the sommelier.
Exhausted.
Class warfare is over.
Please.
And the everyman has won.
Stop with the class warfare.
Absolutely brutal. Now, we are going to cut back to Sharky Ben, who I believe is backstage and standing by.
I did it! I finally won the championship! It's my dream come true! And I did it all for you! Father! Are you proud of me? Father! Father!
I knew his father well. He would be very proud. What he might not be proud about, though, of course, is the erroneous belief that the championship has been won in that match. That is absolutely not the case, is it?
No, he did not win a championship. Of course, he is now secured an entry place, slightly better than the Sommelier, because he did beat him for the 20-man Royal Rumble that's coming in the main event, where the winner will be the YOGSLAM champion. Sharky Ben, while he did come away with a victory there, is not the champion. However, a championship is up for grabs right now, isn't it, Colin?
Yes, this is a very high-stakes match and an emotional one as well. More emotion coming up. We've got the Favourite Child Championship title is up for grabs as the Milton Keynes Fiddler goes up against the Motherlode. Let's hear from them now, shall we?
Hey, you nocturnal light-circling idiot. You need me to call our mummy and take you back home? You better put your money where your mouth is. It's about time you took me on, proving once and for all who is the better child, the champion. Unless you don't have the backbone. I'm tired. So tired of your dusty hand-me-downs and you flying higher than me night after night. It's about time you come down to my level and sleep with the fishes and the mollusk. You'll never break my spirit. Or my rock-hard exoskeleton. You better scamper on home to West Virginia.
Listen up, you miserable crustacean. I've had about enough of you scuttling in my shadow. I'm gonna make a bisque out of you. You are the pale imitation crab meat of the real main course. This fight is gonna prove that I am the favourite. I am the one our parents always wanted, the true top insect, not something that hasn't evolved in 350 million years. I am the true light of our parents' life, and I'm gonna take the limelight. This fight is gonna prove once and for all that I'm the favourite. You should go back to being served in prisons. Eat my dust. I'm gonna eat your jumper.
The following contest is an Extreme Rules match and is for the prestigious championship. Making his way to the ring from England, weighing in at 159 pounds, Fisher.
Of course, there's Fisher accidentally cut off Greg Hamilton slightly there. Sorry, Greg, didn't mean to do that. The Milton Keynes Fiddler sort of being positioned as an underdog or undersea creature in this fight. I felt like I was really behind her attempts to become the favourite child champion.
We've gone from one emotional undersea creature with Sharky Ben and his father to another now. And as you say, no dry eyes tonight.
And his opponent from Blackpool, England, weighing in at 143 pounds, the Man.
Now, the Motherlode is the elder child. There's a lot of bad blood between these two, but they are family. Do you think they can reconcile, or will this drive them further apart?
Did you see what we just saw? I don't think they can reconcile at all. There were words said just in the past few minutes that can never be taken back. I've got 18 siblings, and I've had crosswords with a number of them, and I refuse to speak to those ones ever again. It's the way we do it in the North, and of course, Blackpool, England, not far from my home.
The Favourite Child Championship up for grabs here. Of course, we have no official word on whether their biological mother will accept the outcome of this match as the deciding factor in who is her favourite child. But certainly the championship will be held by someone. There it is, as you can see it. As if there were any doubt as to what it represented, it is plastered all over the belt.
Coveted by these two. Look at that, they're almost salivating. Motherload may just be salivating at the thought of crab sticks. It's difficult to know.
It's entirely possible. Also, Motherload potentially at a disadvantage here. There's a lot of studio lights here in the arena. Could it prove very distracting?
It could, although, well, it's said that moths use lighting, the light of the moon, for navigation. So if the lights are positioned sufficiently, perhaps Motherload will be at an advantage, in fact, at navigating the ring, moving around, dodging incoming moves. But if they're off kilter, that could be it. You know, could be a hugely disorientating experience.
Very quickly need to call out that submission attempt there by the Motherload on the Milton Keynes Fiddler, as that move is called the Boston Crab, adding insult to injury, a sort of psychological level to the Motherload's game plan here, perhaps.
That's right, yeah. I'm hoping we're going to see a multitude of crustacean-based moves from the Milton Keynes Fiddler. From the Motherload. Just adding, as you say,
the tilt-a-whirl DDT. Look at and then the lion salt. There's a huge amount of speed possessed by the Milton Keynes Fiddler. Well, I'm going to call MKF from now on because that's a lot of syllables.
Certainly is. MKF, jealous of Motherload's ability to fly high every night, but with athleticism like that, you do have to wonder, what do you have to be jealous of? You can fly around this ring.
No look at that! Clearly she's been working very hard. We've yet to really see any proper offense from the Motherload, but you have to imagine once she gets flying, it's all over. This, of course, is an Extreme Rules match. There is no disqualification, pinfall or submission, and the sledgehammer caving in the face of the Motherload. You're right, there is absolutely no reconciling these two.
It's certainly how I deal with insects at home. Sledgehammer, I keep a multitude of them in my shed and whip them out if a moth dares enter my wardrobe. I've got jumpers there I've had for many years.
Sort of a suplex GTS there, just face first into the knee of the Motherload. And MKF, despite a good early showings, is sort of on the back foot here. And what is the Motherload thinking? Sort of a butterfly powerbomb. Beautiful. Beautiful.
Now, something to look out for in my experience. Here we go.
Could this be another Boston Crab?
Could well be.
Going for the Boston, into the Boston Crab once again, sitting in nice and deep. That's got to be excruciating
for
insult. MKF, who, of course, has that chitinous shell, which not only protects her, but could also prove really brittle if bent the wrong way.
It could. It protects her, could prove brittle. It's also absolutely delicious. Here we go.
Into the pin attempt. Not quite.
No, not quite. In my experience, something to watch out for as we go, in particular with grappling. MKF could be at a disadvantage with the sort of dusty residue on Motherload. Makes it very difficult to grip at times. But then on the other hand, we're dealing with pincers here. That does aid grip, so perhaps that's going to be counteracted. But I've fought against old library book themed superstars in the past.
Can you give me an example?
Certainly. The Tome. The Tome was a very tricky...
is that as in Tommy the Tome?
Tommy the Tome, that's right. I just couldn't know him by his shortened name. But Tommy the Tome, very hard to wrestle against. With that slippery dust.
Yes.
Yeah.
And you think the Motherload has that same advantage?
I think so. I would say so. That's, moth dust makes it very difficult.
Absolutely no love lost between these two. And MKF, with the kendo stick, smashing it across her sister's stomach there. That is not good. The Motherload getting out of the way, manages to kick the kendo stick out of the hands of MKF and goes for a suplex.
Could it be into the...
a counter.
Could have been into the stairs there.
It really could have been. It was good of MKF to escape.
Really?
And a headbutt. A headbutt to the face of MKF, who is now thrown back into the ring by the Motherload.
Who could believe that these two are family, you know, other than the title that's...
my God, the kendo stick shattering, splintering, exploding over the back of MKF, who has been hoisted up. And a massive spinning heel kick into the cover. Could this be it? You can see we're getting some MKF vision there. You can see the minigame to escape the pin. Not normally privy to that kind of information, but still, you could see how close that was.
You could, and you can see we're also privy to the red sort of injury vision around the rims. That's something to watch out for as well.
Knuckle vision, if you will. And now they are going into the crowd. We have the padding of ringside. We have the canvas of the ring. This is concrete. You do not want to take a move out here. Even if you kick like that, you're landing on your back. Every move is agony for the person giving it and the person taking it.
It certainly is. I mean, it's worth noting that any sort of insect or invertebrate dropping from a high height doesn't generally take an injury. So perhaps that's another advantage here on the part of the Mothaload. But I wouldn't like to bet on it, certainly.
See the Yognauts getting a real front row view there.
They are.
Bit more than they bargained for, and the Mothaload thrown. Spine again. No spine on a moth, I'm being told.
Right, yeah, I was about to say, do not test me on either moths or crabs.
Oh my God, the sit out. I don't even know what that was. Spine buster? Again, no spine as far as we're aware, but the chitinous shell of MKF surely suffering after being planted on this concrete. A chair now. Misses the first time.
I mean,
too fast. Not fast enough to get out of the way the second time, though. Or
the lights here are going to be causing issues for the Mothaload. We're now dealing with a very bright spotlight in an otherwise darkly lit area.
And yet, the Mothaload is doing very well, but now MKF starts to fight back with that big drop kick.
But easy to miss those chair swings.
Oh, the tilt-a-whirl backbreaker from MKF completely misses there in the end. Probably blinded by the spotlight.
Certainly.
Trying to pick up the Mothaload and now bounced off that sort of production crate. Don't know what that logo is. Should say YOGSLAM.
You're right. That shouldn't be there at all, I don't think.
This stream is brought to you by WWE 2K22 and 2K Games. Oh, the chair!
What was that? Hello?
Hello? I don't know what that was.
Bit of interference there.
Yeah, a tiny bit. Oh my goodness, this is just hard to see.
Now, they might do better if the spotlight goes out. I've certainly fought in the dark when we were, back in the Black House of the 70s. Again, don't want to bring politics into it. But,
yes.
There were some serious issues back then. And fighting in the dark can sometimes be useful. You're not bracing yourself for incoming.
This is a dangerous move. The Hurricanrana to the concrete. Oof. Unreal, these two. I want to go another Hurricanrana. I want to go back to what I said a little earlier on. Despite someone coming out of this match with the favourite child championship, is the mother going to respect the outcome of the referendum? The referendum in this case being this match. Because I don't know if I could ever look at my crustacean and insectoid daughters again if I saw them do this to one another for my affections.
There may be two losers here tonight, I'm afraid, Michael. I think there could be two losers here in terms of mother's love. You have to think that the moth crab household that these two grew up in must have been very difficult. One of you only needs to want a flooded room and the other a perfectly dry one in pitch blackness, perhaps with a single candle lit. And the only thing left to do is fight it out. I think they've probably been fighting like this, tooth and nail, or indeed antenna and pincer, pretty much from birth.
Must have been a very dysfunctional upbringing.
Certainly.
A lot of aggression pent up. And MKF is just raining down these big right pincers.
Big right pincers. There they go. Yeah.
No one yet to go for the cover out here on the concrete. MKF just taking a moment. Could there be a moment of doubt where maybe she feels like she has to walk away because she does love her sister?
Deep down within that chitinous shell, I think there is some love there.
Their beats are hard, but the Mothaload!
Do you know how many hearts crabs have? I'm not sure.
At least
octopuses have multiple
At least
brains.
six,
Yeah,
I
at least
think.
6. Yeah, one per limb.
Yes. Oh, no. Honestly, it's getting quite hard to watch, I would say.
It is. This is... there's a lot of emotion behind this. It's not just... See, and the taunting, that really adds the insult to injury there.
There's absolutely no reticence shown by either competitor. No backing down. No one's taking a moment to think things over. Maybe we can talk this out. Absolutely not.
Now, I don't like to air any dirty laundry in public, but one has to ask oneself, how does one mother give birth to, on the one hand, a moth and then a crab? It's not for me to talk about the mother of these two. I just did, but it's not for me to have done so.
But it is up for us to wildly speculate about. Look at that.
Indeed.
This could go either way. I genuinely am not sure who's going to come out on top here, driving the knee of the Motherload into the outside area. Where do you think this match is going to end up finishing? Is it going to be in the ring? It looks like MKF's getting back in there now. And back out again.
The ring, for me, is the only place to settle family disputes. I have fought with parents, children, siblings, uncles, all of them after a hard day at the mine, of course.
Yep.
And I've even trained whippets and racing pigeons from within the confines of a ring. It's the best place to deal with disputes and so on and so forth. And I think the only way these two sisters can get back together...
Oh, I think MKF's looking for something big. The springboard into the cutter. That is huge. The springboard cut. What's happening? Who's this?
We've got some assistants coming in.
There appears to be some kind of distraction occurring.
Some kind of awesome...
I mean, look, Motherload is down. MKF has this in the bag, but has been completely thrown off her game here. Motherload is back to her feet.
Absolutely bedazzled there.
I have no idea what's going on. We've got nothing in our headsets. It could be a technical glitch, but the Motherload is really taking advantage. What's she looking for here? Hoisting her up again into that GTS.
I was waiting
knee to face.
Something awesome or someone awesome to appear. It did not happen.
This might be the end.
Awesome
Motherload could be taking advantage. Pile driver into the cover. Floats Motherload. One, two. Oh, MKF. And Motherload is not happy about that.
No,
You've probably had a lot of near falls like that in your time, right?
I certainly have. It's very dark and easy to trip over in a moment.
MKF.
You mean falls in that sense, I see.
Oh, right. Yeah, no, I mean as in like pinfalls,
not
usually.
Not during my work in Northern Industrial.
No, that is not what I mean.
Right,
MKF says
pinfalls.
enough is enough. Oh, but somehow Motherload using mind powers to send the baseball bat flying out of the ring, and it looks like we're getting a second pile driver. Whatever distraction was caused there has completely thrown MKF off her game.
1, 2,
and that's it.
The winner. Your new winner of the Favourite Child Championship.
Like it or not, Motherload walks away with the championship title after defeating MKF. She is the Favourite Child. She will go on to compete slightly later in the 20-man Royal Rumble that's coming up in the main event for the YOGSLAM champion. We could have a double champion tonight.
We could.
We could have a double champion tonight.
I think the distracting seeming entrance of some mystery character and the apparent flying baseball bat there means that perhaps the Greenman interfered here with his invisible power.
Entirely possible.
Let's go backstage and see what happens.
What a mammoth victory for me today. Gonna pour myself a nice glass of Chardonnay to go with my victory. Tastes better than I imagined. Thermidor? More like Thermidor.
I'm so shell-shocked. How could I lose? I hope you enjoy the taste of victory and my delicious, decadent meat. I scuttled too close to the pot and I got cooked.
Excuse us. A devastating loss for MKF there. Certified, you okay? You got the glasses on, you're right. Certified the least favourite child now, of course. Up next, we've got a huge tables match. It's sort of an exhibition match, really, because while we have a human being on one side of the ring, much like several matches this evening, we've got something entirely different on the other side of the ring.
We've got the return of someone you may be familiar with in Stanky Kong, but also Kim Millennial, representing all of the definitely young people out there.
What generation are you from, would you say?
Oh, I don't think there was a name for it. Generation, perhaps W, V, somewhere back some ways. But should we see what's going on? Let's see the smack.
Yeah, I think it's time to hear from Kim Millennial and Stanky Kong. Take it away, guys.
Stanky's back!
him go down. Stanky win! Stanky win! Stanky banana! Stanky hungry. Hungry for little Kim and for big banana. Yum, yum, yum. Oh, fight time! Fight time! Stanky!
How do you do, fellow kids? It's me, Kim, technically a millennial Richards, and I'm here ready to fight in this wrestling tournament. You see, I fought in the WWF before. Sorry, WWE! I remember that, yes. I fought the likes of Ricky Steamboat and Rocky Maivia, and now today, I'm fighting this Stanky Kong. Oh yes! Like the Nintendo! With the gorilla who throws the barrels at Mario. Yes. You notice my board? My sweet board? I got all the slick moves. I can do the Tony Hawk shred. I can do an ollie ollie. I can do a 360 no scope it. Look at me. I'm elegant. I'm majestic. I have the poise of an eagle. You see, you're going to end up like that popular Mei Harambe. In that, through a series of unfortunate events and parental, just terrible parenting, that ends up with the sad death of a beautiful creature that had no control of this by its own. But yes, that's going to be you, Stanky Kong. Rip. That means rest in peace. Rip, Stanky Kong. See you in the ring.
The following contest is a tables match. Making his way to the ring from England. Weighing in at 275 pounds. Duncan.
A lot of confidence coming off Stanky Kong as he makes his way to the ring here. A lot of flamboyance, always helpful in the wrestling world. Kind of gets inside your opponent's head, I would say.
Well, of course, Stanky Kong has a lot of fans on the kart racing scene as well, I believe. So he knows that there's a lot of people who've turned up just to see him today. And I think he feels it, and he shows it.
He certainly does. He knows what he's worth.
And his opponent from England, weighing in at 165 pounds, Kimberly.
Kim Millennial seemingly without her skateboard. I don't know if maybe she left it at home or perhaps wasn't quite so confident in riding it to the ring. But one thing is for certain, and that cannot be denied. And that is a youthful person right there. That
Certainly is.
Technically a millennial.
Well, that's the question. I think Kim Millennial needs to embrace the fact that she's perhaps a little older than she's letting on.
What do you mean?
Well, she's fought alongside people I fought alongside. Ricky Steamboat, for example. Me and him go back a long way.
But she's technically a millennial, so anyway, she's the epitome of youth and immediately power slam to the significantly bigger Stanky Kong. Do you think there's sort of an air of almost arrogance, or she's sort of looking down at the caliber of opponent that is Stanky Kong?
Well, I think that's difficult to say. There's very little known about Stanky Kong, so it's hard to even say one way or the other how you feel about him. All that Stanky has ever let on to us really is that he likes to fight and he likes to eat. So do I.
I do have a quote from him here.
Right.
It says Stanky, Stanky, and then Stanky with about 7 A's.
Right, yeah. I spoke to him beforehand, and he says, Stanky fight, Stanky eat big banana,
right.
Stanky with 6 A's.
Okay.
6 A's.
A lot of insight there.
Yeah.
A lot of insight gained from talking to Stanky. Oh, the knee to the back of Stanky, who is prone currently. Kim Millennial, I want to give a shout out to the hat, which has stayed on so far, dropping a knee across the stretched out arm of Stanky Kong. Stanky back to his feet. Oh, just shoulder tackle, taking down Kim Millennial. Again, a huge size difference between these two.
That's right.
Oh, the full weight.
Full weight of a fully grown gorilla there.
That's not good. Have you ever wrestled a gorilla?
I've never wrestled a gorilla. I have wrestled a bonobo chimpanzee.
Okay.
And I have wrestled someone who dressed as an orangutan but was not one. Stanky, on the other hand, a real, genuine anatomical gorilla.
Gorilla.
Yeah, that's right.
Choked the life out of Kim Millennial there, and now going into some sort of... Well, I thought it was going to be some kind of camel clutch submission there. What's Stanky Kong going to do? Perhaps going to fetch a table. This is a tables match, of course. First person to be put through a table will lose. So the objective of this is very much as much carnage as possible.
That may even be a tactical choice on the part of Kim Millennial to not bring the skateboard into the match and provide an extra table-esque piece of equipment for Stanky to potentially put her through. On the other hand, she could have done the same to him. So perhaps the skateboard would have been a good idea.
Yeah.
My animal knowledge is not great, but is a skateboard technically a table is the question.
I'm being told, yes, it is a small table with wheels.
Right, okay.
So that's good that we've established that. Kim Millennial now getting out of the ring. What's she looking for? Perhaps the first competitor to go for a table here. Yes, she has one. Stanky's right there, though.
Stanky's stopping it, though.
And launching her back into the ring.
Yeah.
Stanky, though, does possess the intelligence necessary to recognize that he does need to use the table. He's not just mindlessly going after fights and food.
A highly intelligent creature, I believe. Again, don't ask me. Can we get confirmation? Are they highly intelligent?
Yes, but not this one, is what I'm being told.
Oh, okay, well, he's managed it, certainly. So he has the intelligence on his side, but on the other hand, Kim, may have a lot of friends from back in the day.
That's true.
She's wrestled in the WWF before.
Well, she's wrestling the World Wildlife Fund right now. I mean, she's wrestled for all of it.
Bang on.
But your point still stands. She probably has a lot of friends backstage, I would imagine.
Certainly.
The table has been set up. Who is going to go through it? Oh, the power of Stanky Kong just lifting Kim Millennial up by her neck and head, really, and now wrenching on that leg with the knee bar. Again, no submissions, no pinfalls count. They can still tap out, but that's only sort of signifying quite how hurt they are.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
Just marching around the ring. What's he going to do? Oh, the shoulder breaker.
It is entirely possible, as you said, that Kim may have underestimated the caliber of Stanky Kong, believing that he is from Mario. He's got far more strings to his bow than that. Fingers in all sorts of pies and delicious fruit.
That's true. That is true. Kim Millennial mounting some form of comeback now. Wrong corner, though. Interesting how she didn't send Stanky Kong into the corner with the table.
No.
Again, whoever wins this fight is going to want it over as soon as possible, because it's not just being victorious here tonight, it's the speed with which you are victorious that determines where you come in the 20-man Royal Rumble in our main event for the YOGSLAM Championship.
That is true. But, as I said, I think in an earlier match, sometimes...
Kim is set up. Stanky looking to put it through, just teasing it currently, just a chop, and Kim has the wherewithal to walk away. But again, bearing the full...
walking all over.
Triple H is here!
Triple H has arrived.
What on earth is Triple H doing here? Is he on the side of Stanky Kong? He very much isn't. It's one of Kim's old friends, seemingly.
Kim's old friends from the WWF.
Oh, but Stanky Kong making an absolute fool out of Triple H, and their friendship between Triple H and Kim Millennial must be really strong, because Triple H famously retired really recently, and yet here he is supporting his friend.
That's right, and it's difficult to know if Stanky will be able to come through this. Having even fighting Kim Millennial one-on-one is a bit of a task. Triple H, though, this is a lot to ask of Stanky Kong.
It certainly is, but he seems to be holding his own currently. Now Kim Millennial going after him, a clubbing blow to his back, dropping him on the outside of the ring, and Triple H could be helping out by setting up a table. It would be quite poetic if Kim Millennial was the one to go through it.
It certainly
would. But we
would.
shall see what happens. And now, look, they're just wrestling around on the floor. And again, Stanky Kong coming out on top. Kim Millennial not taking advantage of this.
Holding his own, Stanky. But as you say, not making the most of this. No. There's not a lot of cooperation going on here. It's...
and the jumping net breaker from Triple H.
At last, we're seeing a little bit of teamwork here, although more cheerleading.
Stanky
really
marching around with Triple H, who does now counter. Remember, there are no DQs in a tables match, so this is totally legal.
That's right.
I wonder if Pedguin knows Stanky Kong, as he was the Emperor of the Jungle.
I think Pedguin knows that all of our crustacean, moth, gorilla-based superstars today, and is indeed the emperor of them all.
He certainly is. Stanky Kong, interestingly, not having eyes for Kim Millennial, who is the legal competitor in this match.
That's right.
He wants to put her through a table, and yet he seemingly is fixated on Triple H, who has now wandered off. We've lost sight of him. I don't know if we can switch to a different camera, but it doesn't look like we can. Triple H may have just gone, or he might be hiding out of sight, waiting to jump Stanky Kong again.
There's a real juggle here when it comes to Kim Millennial between the experience that she has and the friends that she has indeed, but versus the age and the ailments that she will be suffering.
Well, now she did say that she was aware of Mei Mei's and Harambe, which in my mind makes her at least 22.
She's very much in denial. I feel strongly about this. I wish for her to...
Oh, the senton from Kim Millennial.
I wish for her to embrace the experience that she has, you know? I think it's important.
She's incredibly experienced for someone so young. What's he doing? Oh, the powerbomb through the table, just like that.
It could be over just as quick as that.
Stanky Kong with the pop-up powerbomb, sending Kim Millennial crashing through. Look at that. There is no disputing that, and I believe we are able to go backstage to hear what Stanky has to say and what Kim has to say after that devastating loss. She had every advantage.
She did. She had help from her friends. She had experience on her side. But sometimes it just comes down to whether you are a 6'2" gorilla, and that's it.
Stanky win! Oh, yes! Victory banana! Stanky banana! Stanky the best! Yes!
I lost to a monkey! Go away! Sad dab. Mom, come get me. I want a soda.
What a show it's been so far. So far, what a show it's been. And remember, we are leading up to that Royal Rumble towards the end with the grand title on offer.
Absolutely. The YOGSLAM, falling over my words, I'm too excited. The YOGSLAM Championship up for grabs. Remember, every single winner tonight will enter later than the losers, but it also has to factor in how fast they won. It's all to play for. We've got a massive match coming up next, but before then, we're going to take a little break and go for a wee.
What?
I'm going to go for a wee.
Don't specify it.
I'm going to go for a wee.
Welcome back. There's a lot on everyone's minds. The pivotal question, of course, did you have a nice wee?
No.
Oh. What went wrong? No, don't tell me.
Doesn't matter.
We've got a huge match coming up now. We've had some high stakes as it is already in terms of favourite children and so on and so forth.
Yeah.
But this, other than the final championship title that we'll be dealing with in the Rumble, this may be the highest stakes match so far. And it's because we are dealing with Lewis, Mr. Wrestling Brindley versus Fireman Milkman Man himself, Daff.
It's hugely exciting. And the stakes in this one are massive. If Lewis, Mr. Wrestling Brindley wins, Fireman Milkman Man, I just have to confirm, there's a lot of mans in there.
There's an awful lot.
Fireman Milkman Man will be terminated. His contract will be ripped up. He's not going to be killed. His contract will be terminated. He will no longer be employed by YOGSLAM and by extension Yogscast. However, if Lewis, Mr. Wrestling Brindley were to lose this match, well, Fireman Milkman Man would become the owner.
And that's quite a step up. It's quite a promotion. He's currently, I say just,
a Fireman Milkman Man.
He's currently just a Fireman Milkman Man in charge of fire safety here at YOGSLAM.
Various HR things as well. And you can
things.
imagine in a workplace like this that there are a lot of HR issues, a lot of injuries.
So many people to deal with, aren't there? Are you all having a good night? Are you having a good time, everybody? Yeah?
Remember, I don't know what shirt that guy's wearing, but if you go to store.yogscast.com, you can get a better one.
That's right.
Of course, this stream, once again, is sponsored by 2K Games and WWE 2K22. Thank you very much to 2K Games for allowing us to do this evening. But without much further ado, I think we need to throw it to the two competitors in question.
Let's go have a look, shall we?
Well, this is it? Mr. Wrestling against a fire warden. Doesn't even know fire. He can't even put one out. He doesn't even drink milk. What's that? Why am I drinking milk? All firemen drink milk. Trade secret. Mr. Wrestling is crap. He's crap. I'm gonna extinguish you, Mr. Wrestling! Ah! He's lactose intolerant. How do you expect someone to put out a fire who doesn't even drink milk? I'm telling you, I'm gonna give him one of these straight to the face and 2 other parts of his body where it is allowed. You've got to stay in the rules of the game, obviously, otherwise a breath will kick you off, won't he? Mr. Wrestling, I'm gonna blow you out like a candle! Wait, no, don't use that. That sounds weird. Mr. Wrestling came up to me and said, listen, you run the office. I know that. Any fires, I come to you. I'll give you a little secret. Mr. Wrestling asked me to take a fall. Think I'm stupid? You think I'm stupid, Mr. Wrestling? This is only about £3. The fire warden's in town, baby! Mr. Wrestling, suck it! I came here to kick some ass and drink some milk. And I just finished my milk.
Daff, don't make me laugh. I brought him into this company. Now I'm gonna take him out. That's right. He thinks he can wipe the floor of the kitchen. I'm gonna wipe the floor with him. While you were busy stacking the fridge, I was getting stacked. I'm Mr. Wrestling. You already know who it is. The Patriarch of Pain. Mr. Wrestling. Daff, you're gonna need all that fire assessment training because I'm on fire! You better have filled out your health and safety certificate because there's gonna be an injury to you and your face! Yeah, Mr. Wrestling. Oh yeah! Let's take this to the ring!
The physique of Lewis Mr. Wrestling Brindley cannot be denied.
Enviable, enviable. I wish I looked like that, certainly. We see there the briefcase, of course, the briefcase in question, containing the deeds to the Yogscast. They're in there, they're kept safe, and just as well it's called plated, I think. You know, you have to treat things with respect.
Absolutely, but they may not be Lewis Brindley's for much longer, as we're about to see the entrance of the Fireman Milkman Man.
And his opponent from Wales, weighing in at 219 pounds, the Fireman, the Milkman.
I was waiting for the final man there, but it doesn't seem like Greg has the capability of saying it.
Greg, honestly, he's having trouble at home with his wife. He's been drinking a lot.
All right, well, let's not. You said you don't want to air the dirty laundry.
I don't want to, but
let's leave it at home.
I can't help myself. Just because I don't want to doesn't mean anything.
Oh, my goodness. For someone who's so obsessed with health and safety and is a fire warden, showing off your capability to summon fire out of the ring posts does not seem very safe.
It's better, though, that he does that now. He used to spurt milk out of the ring posts, and it caused an awful smell. I've actually fought against Fireman Milkman Man once or twice.
Have you really?
Yeah.
When he was in the Denby Dale Wrestling Alliance,
That's
did he
right,
ever travel up that far up north?
Well, of course, because he's Welsh, there's a lot of, there's some working class solidarity there, and a lot of the working men's clubs with associated wrestling promotions, which is all of them,
yes,
used to get together sometimes for a bit of rough and tumble.
I can see a huge advantage and a huge disadvantage to the Fireman Milkman Man's attire here. He's wearing a safety helmet, which means any strikes to the head will probably be rendered completely useless.
I can attest to that,
And but he's also wearing high visibility, which means Lewis will be able to find him wherever he goes in the arena.
That's right. It's almost an inverse of what we saw earlier with a good old Randy Trott and Greenman.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. A brilliant match that we had earlier.
From one man to a man, we've got visibility issues plaguing the ring.
If you're just joining us, this is a last man standing match, meaning that there are no pinfalls, no submissions. The only way to win is for the loser to remain down for a count of 10. Which is naturally quite a big ask, I would imagine.
Certainly is. It's more than 9, slightly less than 12, and it can take a long time to wear down your opponent to that level.
Certainly can.
Yeah.
Fireman Milkman Man putting those educated feet to good use so far, smashing into the hamstrings of Lewis Brindley. Ooh. Okay, so that's just something that you guys can do, is it?
Certainly, yeah.
That's impressive. Oh, right off the referee there. And, just sending Mr. Wrestling for a ride. I've got to say, it's all Mr. Fireman Milkman Man so far.
I don't know why you struggle. It's fairly straightforward.
Yeah, no, it is. You're right.
It's about half of the
look at that.
Half of the YMCA. That's all you need to keep in mind.
Very true.
The Fireman and the Milkman.
The stamp. And then the shooting, the standing shooting, and another one, but countered this time by FMM. I found a shorthand. I'm going to go with it.
Go with it.
Knees him right to the face. And again, going back to work on the hamstrings of Mr. Wrestling. What's FMM thinking here?
I think he's thinking that Mr. Wrestling...
He's just waiting. He's waiting for the count. This is it. The referee starts to count to 10. If Mr. Wrestling remains down, FMM becomes the legal owner of YOGSLAM and, by extension, the Yogscast.
Huge stakes match. But what I think FMM is thinking right now is that Mr. Wrestling doesn't even know fire. I believe that was what was mentioned earlier.
That is true.
He doesn't know fire.
He doesn't know fire.
He doesn't even drink milk.
As we know, the sign of any strong person, regardless of background, in any sense of the words, is whether or not they drink milk.
Have you seen the film The Calcium Kid?
No, I have not. Should I have? Was that a Yorkshire thing or was that generally released?
I've also not seen it.
Okay, then why did you ask?
I was hoping you might be able to tell me what it's about.
Is this just extracurricular stuff or is it relevant to the wrestling?
It's difficult to know. I have a sort of a hazy memory of
several concussions.
I was told about it at the Dog and Gun once,
yes,
but I don't really remember.
That being a pub or just a night out involving a dog and a gun?
That's right.
That's not an answer to the question I asked. Lewis slamming FMM into the corner, but as we've already established, he's wearing a helmet, so it doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter at all.
And again, nothing. Completely worthless, that move. It really takes an awful lot of effort, I would say. The spinning forearm from Mr. Wrestling. And he's just going to take the count. I was going to say, it takes an awful lot of effort to get a tan like Mr. Wrestling has.
You're right, it does. It does.
That only comes with immense wealth and proficiency in wrestling.
Immense wealth, proficiency in wrestling, and spending most of your time indoors, away from the sun.
Deep underground, I believe is...
Deep underground, past the bedrock. I've been there many times myself. Do not dig straight down.
Do not try this at home.
You will regret that.
Dig straight down.
Do not.
What's Mr. Wrestling thinking? He hoists him up. What's he going?
Required.
Almost like a blue thunder bomb there from Mr. Wrestling. That's an incredibly advanced move to pull off, as I'm sure you can attest.
Certainly is. I can't do it.
It's the reason they call him Mr. Wrestling.
Yeah.
And the pose, the power, the confidence of Mr. Wrestling,
This is
Lewis
a man
Brindley.
not concerned about the stakes here. He knows, I think, that he's going to be keeping hold of the company today.
Or indeed the well-being of his staff. This is his fire warden, his milkman, and his health and safety, but the FMM rolls through, and he's got, a kick out almost immediately. Well, the chain wrestling on show here is truly impressive from both men.
It certainly is, but bizarrely, with FMM being responsible for health and safety here at YOGSLAM, where are we going with this?
FMM, he's calling for it.
Come on for it.
Lewis clambers back to his feet. What's FMM going to do? Oh, a diving clothesline. Beautiful.
With FMM being responsible for health and safety, whoever loses this match, and as with all the other matches, FMM is then going to have to deal with those people, fill out an immense amount of paperwork.
What's he doing? Is that a thumb in the eye?
Oh, it could be.
That is not a legal maneuver, and FMM is going to have to talk to HR, that being
himself,
after the match.
He is.
In fact, this match could be interrupted at any moment, where FMM is going to have to stop, take out a little trestle fold-out table, and fill out some incident forms about some of the stuff that's been unfolding.
Not put anyone through the table, because it is required for the incident form filling.
It's a special off-limits incident form reporting table.
Yeah.
And I nearly called him Louis Brindles, which is what I know him as. Good friend.
Good friend.
Mr. Wrestling just turning FMM inside out with that big clothesline bouncing off the ropes. Stamping on the arm. Really trying to wear down FMM here, who answers with a big spinning kick to the breadbasket of Mr. Wrestling.
There is another war going on here, and that is the war of the footwear going on in the ring today. Mr. Wrestling looking absolutely bedazzling.
Yeah.
FMM on the other hand...
Snake eyes!
FMM on the other hand, practical, ready to put out fires. Oh, and
is it potentially another advantage for FMM that he could be wearing steel toe cap boots that are required in this workplace by law?
It is potentially an advantage, but then on the other hand, there are so many advantages and disadvantages at play. It's well known.
Louis Brindles rolls in. Oh, look at that! A blockbuster.
We're counting.
That is why he's Mr. Wrestling. Only he can pull off such an incredible maneuver, and it looks like FMM. Oh, the bad mouthing. What am I trying to say? The trash talking. The trash talking.
Lewis, Mr. Wrestling Brindley singing now at FMM. Milkman, there's no need to lie down.
Oh, but he's decided it's not enough.
It's not enough.
It looked like he was going to win there. That could come back to cost him later on.
It could do.
And we have seen the submission maneuver earlier on. I believe it was Sharky Ben, applying this maneuver to the sommelier that did make him tap out, even though it didn't count. So we know how devastating this maneuver is, but he relinquishes the hold.
FMM taking it well.
And now just wrenching back on the face. This has got to damage all of your lower back, right?
Almost all of your lower back, except one bone. But again, my biology not great. So if you round up, that is the case.
Okay, good to know. Good to know. And Lewis, Mr. Wrestling Brindley again, awaiting the 10 count, showing off that magnificent physique.
Immaculate. He would do well down a mine.
Oh, but again, he interrupts his own 10 count. Does this man not know that he needs to wait for a 10 count to win to retain ownership of his company and confirm the firing of FMM? Or is he just that confident?
Now listen, it's not for me to badmouth the owner of this company, but I am, as you know from my throughout the evening,
your extensive wrestling experience.
Throughout the evening, I have been badmouthing people I don't want to badmouth.
Okay.
Oh, he's up. There we go. I was waiting to see with bated breath. Ooh. It's not for me to badmouth the leader of the company, YOGSLAM, but I'm going to.
Okay.
A man with a certain element of hubris. Lewis even rhymes with hubris. Don't question it. It rhymes with hubris.
I'm being told it does rhyme with hubris, and that translates. What that means, translate is hubris another. I'm being told hubris is from another language, so it does technically translate to godlike arrogance.
That's right, absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what are we looking at here?
Oh.
Are we going inside the mind of FMM?
With mini games here.
Fireman, Milkman Man, and he's up. Clearly, that's what you're meant to see your life flash before your eyes.
That's right.
When that's right. You've probably experienced it. I'll ask you about that in a second. Is that what you see when you're lying in a last man standing match, facing the lights, trying to fight the 10 count? A little mini game and the huge elbow drop to the heart of Mr. Wrestling.
What you see first is a series of mini games.
Okay.
If you fail those mini games, your life begins to flash before your eyes. And then if you are fortunate, the next thing you see is a paramedic slapping you in the face. And usually Fireman Milkman Man standing behind with a clipboard, filling in the relevant paperwork.
He's there in everyone's pre-death experience.
Yeah.
He's certainly busy, and he's about to get a lot busier if he wins this match.
8.
Oh, we're up to a count of 8. You notice how Fireman Milkman Man did not interrupt that as Mr. Wrestling did previously. He calls himself Mr. Wrestling, but he's not acting very sensibly so far.
Here
we begin another count.
Another count.
Off the boot to the face. I don't know if that's a big enough move.
I feel we've had fewer counts on the part of FMM, but all it takes is one.
All it takes is one. And FMM has got to hit one big move, and potentially he could be the owner of a shiny wrestling promotion and media empire.
And the roar of that crowd can actually keep
8,
down.
we're up to 8.
Mr. Brindley.
Oh, Lewis Brindley up at the count of 9.
It may only take one more. It could be that.
Massive backbreaker and applying additional pressure. Oh, to the lower spine of Mr. Wrestling. And is he going to take another count off that? He is.
We're counting again.
We're going to have to see what happens here. This is barbaric. This man does not want to lose his job. That man does not want to lose his company.
He doesn't when he's conscious. At the moment, he is unable to want or not want to lose his company.
Okay.
But it's in the back of his mind.
Oh, he's up at a count of 8. He's near the ropes.
Enough to get him up.
Near the ropes as well, so he had that additional support getting up. FMM staying on the offensive, throws him into the turnbuckle, pulls him out. What's he going for? Some kind of power slam, planting Mr. Wrestling. You can't win off a power slam. It's not the 80s anymore, is it, Colin?
Sorry?
Would you win? Do you think it's the 80s?
What did you? It's not the 80s.
Would you?
8.
We're up to a count of 8.
Oh,
not quite again. He's not quite hitting the big enough moves, either man in this match, I should say, to really secure the victory. We're going to have something really high impact, something really special. You can't, I mean, that move that FMM did, it's very valuable. The sort of the choke on the ground. It's not going to be enough. And I think he knows that now as he starts to stomp on the face and awaits another count.
You say it's valuable. Does it equate to around £3, which, let's not forget, is the amount that was offered to FMM to take a fall?
That's very true. Underhanded
more
tactics.
interruption of one's own count.
Oh, now this could be the difference maker. A gigantic choke slam from Fireman Milkman Man. And the prestigious YOGSLAM referee begins his count.
That's right. 3.
FMM needs to fight the urge to start stamping. Oh,
he's about it.
He's cross.
Just think about the cold glass of milk waiting for you at home.
We're up to a 7 count. Still no sign of life.
Prepare the paperwork.
In Mr. Wrestling.
Are we ready with paperwork?
Oh, and he just gets up at the count
Cancel
of
9.
Cancel the
paperwork. It's not needed at this moment.
What on earth does Fireman Milkman Man need to do to Lewis, Mr. Wrestling Brindley, to win his company? As we already know, Mr. Wrestling will stoop to almost any level, including bribery, to walk away with ownership tonight.
Even using a shoot name in the promo. I mean, that's disgusting behaviour.
It absolutely is. He called him Daff.
He did call him
That's
Daff.
not his wrestler name.
Fireman Milkman Man, of course, plays by the rules. That's a bad miss as well. Fireman Milkman Man plays by the rules. It's indeed his job to play by the rules.
It is. It is, as we already discussed. If he did not play by the rules, he would only have himself to blame and to answer to. But not if he gets fired.
No, not if he gets fired. Of course.
Oh, I don't know how that happened. An acute right angle turn there.
Of course, it's worth keeping in mind that if Fireman Milkman Man wins the company, he then becomes managing director or whatever you wish, CEO. And as a result, will perhaps be promoted away from HR, health and safety, fire safety and so on. Yep. So if he wins this match, he will not have to fill out the paperwork therein.
He could just hire someone else to do that.
He could. So that's another incentive for him.
But it's not looking likely right. Okay, at a count of 8, FMM starts to stagger back to his feet. And who is going to walk away with the victory here tonight? Hoists him up, just parading around the ring. And then dumping him face first onto the ring apron. That's the hardest part of the ring, Colin.
It is.
That is the hardest part of the ring, is steel all the way around.
It's the hardest part of a traditional ring,
as
certainly.
is that.
Yeah, the stairs and the edge are the hardest parts of a traditional ring. Of course, back home, not the case. The hardest part of the ring,
yes,
is the crowd. Just
calloused hands,
yeah,
that sort of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. FMM taking the counter. Would you see a little bit of life in Mr. Wrestling, who is stirring
Flickering
slightly
eyelids
in the bottom left of your screen there, up to a count of 7, up to a count of 8. Could this be it?
Oh, is he rousing?
Oh, this
9.
could be it.
This could be it.
Fireman Milkman Man is the new owner of YOGSLAM and Yogscast. Unbelievable.
Oh, I mean, it's probably, I don't think Lewis, Mr. Wrestling Brindley, Mr. Wrestling himself is going to take this lightly as a loss.
Absolutely not. We saw that he would bribe. What is his reaction going to be to this match?
Well, we'll find out right now, in fact.
Boss is down. The fire's been extinguished. The fire warden's in control. Mr. Wrestling, suck it. Told you I'd beat you. I told you I'd put you out. Never underestimate the power of milk. He's lactose intolerant and he couldn't handle the milk. Suck it, Mr. Wrestling. You got beat fair and square by the fire warden. I love milk!
Another great big win for Mr. Wrestling. All that fake news that I lost. It's a clear win. The votes weren't counted correctly or something. Something went wrong. It was definitely a win. Mr. Wrestling's unbeaten, taking his wins through into the future. All right, well, I've got a meeting I've got to go to now, so business and stuff and other wins to do with old Mr. Wrestling. See you next time. Bye. Oh.
In your experience, have you ever beaten an opponent who's such a sore loser that they claim their loss as fake news?
That is not a man of honor. Perhaps it happens down here in the south frequently, I wouldn't know. But up north, we take our losses as they come.
Absolutely. Well, either way, congratulations to Fireman Milkman Man, who is now the sole owner of YOGSLAM and Yogscast. We will, of course, see him very shortly, actually, in the 20-man main event Royal Rumble to crown the YOGSLAM champion. Question is, how is Lewis Mr. Wrestling Brindley going to react to this loss? And will he take that same negative, nefarious energy into the main event?
Well, we've seen already a hint of how he's reacting to this loss. It must be difficult for him to now know that he is essentially an employee of the man who he was looking to fire. I mean, I don't know about you, but I'm thinking of afterwards going and having a word with FMM and asking for a raise.
Might as well try your luck. Well, up next, we have a huge match between Swamp Hag and Creamy Gonzalez. And with a feud this brutal, there's only one setting that it could be settled in. Isn't that right?
That is bang on, yes. It's a Hell in a Cell match. But if you've had milk out there in solidarity for FMM, keep it out for Creamy Gonzalez if you are indeed a fan. But be careful not to spill it. Otherwise, we could find ourselves with a Hell in a Smell.
It's time to get creamy. Let's hear from the opponents in this match.
Did you like that?
I did. That was really good.
Thanks very much.
Well done.
What can I say? I'm hearing rumors
that the Swamp Hag Lydia has challenged me to a match at YOGSLAM? You're not gonna curdle my milk. Creamy stays creamy. I'm gonna curdle you so fast, you ain't got no hex that'll protect you. I'm gonna snap that broomstick. I'm gonna knock that nose right off of you. I thought you witches were supposed to be smart, but you're as thick as clotted cream. I don't even know how you cast any spells. I'm gonna leave you laying in the middle of the ring and hit you with the wet nut. No. This Sunday, Creamaniacs, you get ready as you see me, the mighty Creamy Gonzalez, defeat that wicked hag, that witch, that nasty piece of work Lydia. At YOGSLAM, she's going down.
Bubble, bubble, toil and trouble, I will turn you into rubble. Creamy Gonzalez, you've met your match with the swamp witch from hell. I will turn you into a rat and crush you under my heel, yes.
Really hoping there's no turning of people into rats here. It's a menagerie as it is, to be honest.
A lot of animals.
Yeah.
Greg, whenever you're ready. Whenever you're ready, Greg.
The following contest is a Hell in a Cell match.
Just cut him some slack.
Making his way to the ring from Chad, weighing in at 379 pounds, the Milkman.
Creamy Gonzalez looking resplendent in his entrance here, and I have it on good authority that actually Creamy Gonzalez has a lot of prior experience in the world of WWE 2K22.
That's right. Yes, those of you who are long-time and dedicated fans of YOGSLAM and its affiliated partners, this won't be the first time you're seeing him.
Little Vince McMahon tattoo there on the cheek.
Yeah,
paying respect. Will it bring him luck tonight, though? Wow.
Oh, that was a quick change.
We'll dissect that shortly, I think. There's a lot going on there.
Certainly a number of tattoos on show.
What an imposing presence from the Swamp Hag. Greg?
Greg is allowing her moment, please.
Sorry,
And
Greg.
his opponent from England, weighing in at 262 pounds, the Witch.
That's a heavy witch.
That is a heavy witch.
262 pounds.
That is a heavy witch.
Big
Of course, you were alive when they used to do those dunking things to determine whether or not people were witches.
I was.
And as quite a heavy witch, you would imagine that they would determine that she is a witch pretty fast.
Yeah, certainly. I think it's just as well that Swamp Hag has not been tested via the dunking method. Although being a swamp-related hag, perhaps she has some sort of gill ability.
She has control over the lights.
She certainly does. Of course, this wouldn't be our first guild entrant today. Our first guild superstar. We've already had sharks. If we can check whether witches have gills, that would be useful.
Hang on. I'm just getting some news now. We don't know.
Right.
Unfortunately, the science is inconclusive on whether or not witches have gills. We'll try to learn more as the evening progresses and let you know, but now you see that devastating, imposing Hell in a Cell structure clattering to the ground, and these two are locked in, and look at the size of Swamp Hag.
Huge. Big witch.
That is a big witch energy. She's not taken off her squeaky suit either.
Excellent shoes once again. You'll have to forgive me for admiring all the footwear tonight, but I'm used to wrestling in bare feet, of course. When I say wrestling, I mean just general existence, to be honest.
Wrestling with life. Yes, absolutely. Yeah. A baseball bat is thrown into the ring by Swamp Hag as Creamy Gonzalez climbs out. Who's gonna land the first move here? It is Creamy Gonzalez. But Swamp Hag quickly takes control, rolling him back into the ring, and in comes Swamp Hag, who goes back to that baseball bat. Oh, right into the midsection and then on the top of the back. But Creamy Gonzalez says enough is enough and returns the favor. Oh, listen to that impact, and again.
Onto the turnbuckle as well.
Again. Oh my God, it's unrelenting. She rolled so hard. The wind knocked the baseball bat out of Creamy Gonzalez's creamy hands, although maybe his hands are creamy.
Well, it could be creamy hands.
He doesn't have a lot of friction. He's not able to hold on to it, and now, I mean, she's wearing gloves. She's well equipped right to the face of Creamy Gonzalez there. And the running crossbody. Desperation, if anything else.
The hat is off as well. You know she means business when the hat comes off. But she has been known, of course, in previous matches. It has been seen. That is one of the worst misses of the night.
That's a really bad miss.
That is a bad miss.
That's a bad miss.
It has been known, though, for Swamp Hag to conjure up, in Extreme Rules matches, various bits of weaponry from out of the hat. Not just rabbits.
Very true. It could well be that our new EIC, if you will, our new overlord, Fireman Milkman Man, said, you can't be doing that.
You can't be
That's
doing
dangerous.
That.
You have any idea how much paperwork I have? Oh, actually, wait, I don't have to do paperwork anymore.
No.
You go ahead. But by that point, it was too late. She was already walking down. She doesn't know.
Yeah.
Slamming the face into the mat. Creamy Gonzalez. We're about to see what runs through his veins. Is it cream? Is it blood? We'll find out soon, I would imagine.
He's certainly cream-powered, I believe. Whether it is purely through his intake via what he eats and drinks day to day, or whether it's been coughing through his veins from the beginning.
If he takes too much of a beating here, he may end up accidentally going to the toilet and creaming his pants.
Excuse me.
And we don't want that, do we?
We don't want you to even say things like that, to be honest. This is, of course, sponsored by 2K.
Big thank you to 2K and WWE 2K22. Creamy Gonzalez now clambering out of the ring. Look at him.
Look at him.
Absolute Adonis. The flowing locks. I think it's a Sheamus tattoo he's got on his lower abdomen.
A number of them, I believe. Let's hope that Swamp Hag does not remove Creamy Gonzalez's pants tonight, because having good authority, there's actually a tattoo of me down there.
Is there really?
Yeah, he treats his body like a Hall of Fame, and.
We'll see how it goes. We'll see how it goes. Meanwhile, these two gladiators continue to battle inside this hellish steel. Oh, he's been thrown right through the wall. This is not good. This is not good for Creamy Gonzalez, or really either person in this match. Are you having a little bit of difficulty putting on your glasses and not knocking off a sideburn?
Incredibly difficult to do.
Okay.
But don't worry, I have a lot of experience. It is. Do you think it's going a bit thin?
Hang on, come here.
Oh
no, it's as thick.
We certainly went a bit thin then. Don't ruin the magic there.
It's as thick as the day you were born, Colin.
Thank you.
Now this could get really dangerous, because when these two are outside of the Hell in a Cell, yes, they can fight in the environment surrounding the ring, but also the top of the cell very much comes into play. And Swamp Hag is climbing up. Creamy Gonzalez following them. This is not good. This could be disastrous. Remember, this match will end via pinfall or submission. First person to be pinned for the count of 3 or to tap out will lose. Oh, they're very close to the edge.
Of course, Creamy Gonzalez famous for his wet nap finisher.
Yes, devastating finishing maneuver.
I mean, the usual wet nap that many superstars deliver and receive implies water. But a wet nap of cream, nobody wants that.
Nobody wants a wet nap in cream. Nobody wants a wet nap in cream. Still made of steel. They may be up high, but it's still made of steel. I think
is.
Swamp Hag will soon... I think I said Swamp Hag. Swamp Hag will soon be wishing for her broomstick so she could fly out of there in one piece.
That's very good. That's very good.
Thank you. I wrote that one when I went for a wee.
Good. Swamp Hag, of course, access to potions.
Very true.
I do hope we don't have any more doping going on tonight.
No serious doping allegations within YOGSLAM.
We've already had people on both steroids tonight and
the
potions.
Back suplex onto the steel struts of the Hell in a Cell. I believe that's a big tramp stamp of Paul Heyman, now that I'm getting a good look at it.
Right.
Famous wrestling manager, of course, briefly managed you as well, Colin.
Yeah.
Oh my God, the Hell in a Cell. Absorbing all the impact of that last ride powerbomb from Swamp Hag, and I've got to say it. Oh, the flatliner on top of the Hell in a Cell. It's not looking good for Creamy Gonzalez right now.
It's another language you're speaking right now, Michael.
Oh, look at that kip up into the Hurricanrana. Incredible.
Oh.
What's he doing now? He's going for a submission. Wrenching back on the neck and the face. Of course, this will hurt all down your lower back as well.
Except that one bone.
Except that one bone, and I'm getting confirmed that while we do not know still yet if witches have gills, we do know that they have spines. Or at least this one does.
Right.
What are we looking for here? No, German suplex.
Oh, pork pie. It's a pork pie, that.
A pork pie, a pork pie as it's known in the DDWA in Yorkshire.
I've refrained from correcting you throughout the evening. I prefer you to
just two different schools of thought. Just two different schools of thought.
But you know, do carry on with the mainstream
the counter from
lingo.
Swamp Hag. Yeah, I'll do it. Do tell me though. I do like to know another flatliner. They are getting very close, and then the slamming of the face to the edge of this Hell in a Cell. And I'm getting increasingly worried. Swamp Hag showing a little bit of agility there, rolling through, but Creamy Gonzalez with the right hand sending Swamp Hag staggering back across towards the other side of the cell. And now Swamp Hag back in control, the left and the right hands, and the big boot sending Creamy Gonzalez flying backwards.
Absolutely brutal.
And then the little rabbit punches raining down on the forehead of Creamy. Oh, misses completely with the leg drop. Creamy Gonzalez able to, move out of the way. I'm sustaining an injury. Someone called Milkman Fireman. That was some sort of attitude adjustment, I believe, there from Creamy Gonzalez. That's not going to feel good.
We call it beef and gravy, but that's all right.
Do you? Sorry again. Just trying to speak in the common tongue.
Please
and
do.
Again, he goes back for that submission, wrenching back on the face of the Swamp Hag. Is she going to tap? Is she going to tap out where the world can see her right on top of this Hell in a Cell? The question is, will someone go through the top or will someone go over the edge of it?
Well, I think these Yognauts are baying for blood. Whether that is cream blood of Gonzalez himself or perhaps the sort of green, inhuman blood of Swamp Hag. They want to
Didn't miss with that leg drop.
No, absolutely not. They want to see some kind of off-color liquid on the mat, I think.
I think whatever these bodies have pumping through their veins, it's going to smell bad when it's spilled.
It certainly is, yeah. I've never fought a witch before. Neither a man made of cream.
Creamy Gonzalez is right on the edge of the cell.
But I do have experience with making a man bleed who is made of bovril.
That is interesting, and I would love to ask you more, but we just don't have the
We
time.
simply do not have the
My
time.
goodness, that was almost a falcon arrow, sending Swamp Hag sailing off the edge, but it appears that she can't fall. Maybe she has taken a potion that allows for levitation or the prevention of her falling off of things, and she's locking in a horrifying looking submission here, just choking Creamy Gonzalez out over her shin bone. Creamy Gonzalez, I think, might tap here. He's got absolutely nowhere to go.
bad.
But he gets out, he escapes. He's here to cream another day.
Let's not forget
Another
as
leg
well,
drop.
Creamy Gonzalez, another use of a shoot name there.
Yes, calling Swamp Hag Lydia.
Lydia.
That's her real name. We don't do that. And what are we looking for here? The last right, slamming right on top of the cell. But she's not done. She hoists him back up again. And what's she thinking here? Could this be Tombstone Pile Driver? Tombstone Pile Driver!
Right onto the girder there.
On the cell, and she's not going for the cover.
It's one thing onto the the chain link. That certainly leaves a mark, but onto
Onto
the
where the
steel.
cross-section.
The cross-section there.
Awful. And again, the punch is raining down into the side of the head of Creamy Gonzalez. Is he bleeding? Is it his hair? We don't know what this man is made of, or if indeed it is a man. But he counters. How does he answer? Oh, that was a door!
A lot of acrobatics.
These rolls are a bit risky.
Very dangerous.
That's a Stinger death drop, I believe, or a Scorpion death drop, I should say, and a running crossbody. That was nearly disastrous for both competitors.
So much action very close to the edge here.
Creamy Gonzalez has fallen!
Whoever our new health and safety operative is needs to get the printer fired up.
Swamp Hag able to carefully navigate, climbing down, but Creamy Gonzalez is a broken, creamy mess.
Certainly is.
There is nothing left, just an explosion of cream all over the ringside area.
Oh.
The Yognauts covered in cream, just all over the place. Why are they going back up?
They want more. Creamy Gonzalez even climbing voluntarily up on top of that cell.
Oh, like Creamy Gonzalez.
Excuse me?
I don't know. I'm sorry. I'm just excited. The running crossbody again takes down Swamp Hag on top of the cell. What's happening here? Into an SDF. This is a submission maneuver. Very painful.
It could be bad.
He's really wrenching back.
We
don't really have a good angle. But there's no submission, apparently. It doesn't count up there. Swamp Hag, for the second time tonight, we've had someone tap out, and it doesn't matter. We incorrectly said that this was pinfall or submission. Clearly, it's just pinfall. I'm just getting word that it is just pinfall, and that this will be our last time commentating due to that clerical error. Oh my God! Creamy Gonzalez! The sidewalk slam. Swamp Hag wasting no time, going for the cover,
I'm getting word
that is it.
The witches do have spines. It is confirmed, and they have gills as well.
Unbelievable. The devastation unleashed by Swamp Hag. If Creamy Gonzalez can ever walk again, I would be extremely surprised. This is all creamy highlights here. I'm just being devastated all across the ring. A huge win for Swamp Hag, and there she is, all 7 foot of her, and I believe we're going to cut to backstage to see how the competitors feel after that one.
Perfect! You took a sip of the loser's potion, and now you will spend an eternity in loser hell!
I'm crying tears of milk here. I can't believe I lost. No!
How about that?
Big creamy surprise at the end there. We all got it. We wanted it, and we got it.
We certainly did.
Well, confirmation of doping there from Swamp Hag. Unprovoked. So we're going to need to have some kind of internal investigation about that. That's not really right, is it?
You say that, but my money was on Swamp Hag. I mean, witches, of course, have a diabolical kind of aspect to them, a deal with the devil that they have to make. So hell in a cell, I suppose, is one of her natural habitats.
It was her match to win, really, or her match to lose, I should say. Up next, I believe it is the match tonight, breaking the fourth wall slightly, that if any match was going to be cut for time, it was this one.
Whoa.
But because we have been so efficient in our commentating duties, we have a special exhibition match. It's time.
Well, who has been the most efficient? Which of the two of us is the best commentator is the question.
Right. Well, a little spoiler there, because up next we have a real wrestler, Coleshaft Colin Oblivion, former Denby Dale Wrestling Alliance World Heavyweight Champion, against Michael Jugson, the commentator who wears a suit.
Nice suit. Looks good. Going to tear it apart.
Let's go to the ring, I suppose. So is everything okay with Greg at home? Like, is he all right?
The following contest is scheduled for one fall, making his way to the ring from England, weighing in at 275 pounds.
I think he's doing fine. That was a good introduction for me.
He got there right off the bat. That's fine. Happy for you, Greg. Hope you're doing good.
White Rose.
Look, we've spoken a lot about physiques tonight, but I gotta say, Colin, you are looking swole. Your time in the squared circle has come to an end officially, which is why you're joining me on commentary tonight.
Yeah.
But it looks like you could still go, brother.
I think so. We'll see how we get on. I mean, it's been a long and difficult career. It started on a whole different path, just covered in dust.
Yeah.
See how Greg does for you.
Oh, immediately. Okay, maybe he heard what we were saying.
Yeah.
269 pounds,
Michael, that's me. Michael Jugson making his way to the ring.
Jugson was not available. Maybe we can ask 2K to perhaps include Jugson.
Yes, we're very grateful to 2K for sponsoring this stream, but if they could add Jugson as an announceable name for the next game, we'd really appreciate that.
Jugson.
Not one to toot my own horn here, Colin. But I look pretty stacked under that suit.
Looking trim, looking very trim. It's nice to see a white man with beard number 2, hair number 1, blonde hair.
Finally get the showing that he deserves.
That's right.
And here, oh, okay, I did take off the suit for the match. That's great.
That's right.
Excellent stuff. This will be a straight up pinfall or submission singles match. Oh, no gimmicks, brother. We're just going hell to leather. Who is the better competitor?
Get down. That's right. I had a word with James before. He had a word with you.
Oh, the flying forearm. The flying forearm from Michael Jugson there. And now Colin. It feels a bit weird to commentate in the third person.
A Yorkshire pudding, that's right. Take it.
The snap German suplex, as you or I would call it.
No, not I would call it.
Oh, driving the face into the knee of Jugson. Can he get an extra 50's worth? Let's find out. Yes, he can. A boot to the face. Now, Jugson has no formal wrestling training.
Right.
But he's doing pretty well against a retired former pro right here.
I would say so, yeah. You know, for a man who's in his finery, his business attire, he's doing just fine. Obviously, my money's on the other guy.
Yeah.
But that's just how I feel.
The real question will be in this match, not so much who is the better commentator.
Yeah.
It'll obviously be more who is the better wrestler, but also it'll be interesting to see quite how much the viewing audience, the Yognauts here, really give a toss.
Really give a toss.
Will they give a toss about this match? Who are these people?
Who are these people?
Why are they wrestling? I want to bring back Swamp Hag.
Yeah, bring back Swamp Hag. Let's have another match of Swamp Hag. That's what they're all calling for. No, they're not.
They're calling for that beautiful picture-perfect elbow drop from Colshaft Colin Oblivion.
It's not an elbow drop. It's not an elbow drop.
What's it called in Yorkshire?
It's called, it's called a terrier.
A terrier. The combination strikes from Michael Jugson. I'd say he definitely got his 50's worth there. Go and ask. Plants his face into the corner on the turnbuckle. Wrenches that arm around. Gets extra leverage. Putting his foot on the middle rope as well.
He's a garlic and chip off the old block, this
guy, he truly is. Oh, just raining down strikes.
I have more faith in the chat than you, I think. I want to know in the chat, who's your money on? Colin Colshaft Oblivion? Or perhaps Michael Jugs?
He's outsmarted Jugson there anyway. Did not take full advantage of it, even though he should have done. Handful of hat there. What's he doing? Turns him around into sort of some planting his face across the knee. Not even sure what that maneuver is called. And again, dragging him back up.
We call it a flat cap. But,
a flat cap.
A flat cap.
In the DDWA.
DDWA, Debbie Dale Wrestling
Alliance.
Yeah. I mean, we don't worry about the last letter. We prefer double DW. DDW. And then we say the A perhaps.
Sometimes you say the A if you remember to do it. Another submission attempt there from Michael Jugson. And Colin sending Jugson flying out of the ring, and a little taunt from Cocky Colin, as he's called somewhere. Presumably you've wrestled in a lot of territories, I would imagine.
My dad told me that once or twice.
Cocky Colin.
Cocky Colin. Yeah, that's me. Yeah.
Just turning the ankle all the way around, and again going to work on the lower leg.
Brutal sherbet lemon there from Colin.
Of course, this is a regular wrestling match. So the referee has started his 10 count. The action does need to return to the ring. Anyone who is outside the ring by the count of 10 gets disqualified, and whoever is in the ring will win by default.
That's right.
You don't want to see a match end that way, though, do you? doesn't really determine much.
No, well, no, I don't think so. We want to find out who is the strongest fighter, but also the best commentator. I think whoever is perhaps the most physically adept is going to be the person who is the best commentator. I think they're intrinsically linked.
Yes.
They certainly are.
Intelligence and muscles.
Yeah.
They are the same thing. Now, remember that because we are witnessing this match right now, both of these two men will be entered into the 20-man Royal Rumble, which is our main event, which is coming up after this match. And the winner of that will determine the YOGSLAM champion. Now, of course, the winner will enter later in the 20-man Royal Rumble. We'll run over all these rules again when we get to it. But the proficiency with which you win your match is also very important. Because if you win fast, you enter last.
And this match is factoring into that as well. You may or may not see appearances from these two handsome chaps in that Rumble.
Absolutely. Now, I was looking down the camera at the folks at home. I'm not really sure what Jugson has been up to, but it appears he's been on quite a string of offense here, and now Colin needs to answer back.
He's been doing mad stunts, I believe, all over the ring.
Yeah. Yes. Oh, the knee to the thigh, the quads of Colin. A lot of leg-focused aggression from these two towards one another.
Yeah, well, it's my arms that are my strong point, so I believe that the focus on attacking my legs is...
because you can't harm the arms, right?
Yeah, touching a weak point there.
Oh! Repeated strikes to the midsection, and Jugson is down.
Beating you to a pulp there.
You saw it may have been saliva, it may have been garlic sauce spewing from the mouth of Jugson, just sent flying.
You're right, and that's a ginger parkin for you. It's good. It's a specialty.
A what?
A ginger parkin.
Okay.
A ginger parkin.
Excellent stuff. We're up to a count of 4 now. These two need to take it back inside the ring. We do not want to end this match via count out. Michael Jugson is back in the ring. He's a professional. He rolls back out, breaks the count, breaks the referee's count, which goes back down to 1 now. That, of course, being the first number.
It is, I believe. Can we get...
We don't know.
Right.
We don't know yet. We're going to find out.
Witches.
We don't know yet.
No.
These two, this match really should have been a Falls Count Anywhere match.
Really spending a lot of time outside.
Not spending a lot of time inside the ring.
I do prefer it outside where I'm from. You know, rolling hills, nice sort of quaint terraces and cottages.
Of course.
So it is the way to be.
The forearms, the knee strikes, just repeated offense, and now Colin manages to counter. But again, Jugson following up with more knee strikes.
That count is going up.
More forearms. They're getting very close to 10.
They certainly are.
7 now, the referee is at. Someone needs to go back in the ring, and there we go.
No.
Attempted an Irish whip, but Colin bounced right off it.
Please.
Irish whip it, sorry.
Just for this match, I would appreciate if you would just mix in a few of the Yorkshire terminology.
I will do my best.
If you can remember.
I will do my best. Jugson with the Yorkshire whipping. Colin oblivion into those ring steps and raining down the right hands. Stamp on the midsection.
I must say,
the mount again and a counter from Colin. He saw that coming.
It's not looking good for Colin Oblivion, although the counter is there.
He could always win, as you call it in Yorkshire, via the coward's method. Not count out, coward out.
Coward out. That's it.
Oh my goodness me. That is absolutely brutal from Jugson. And now the knee strikes in the corner as well. Maybe Jugson has more of an MMA background than we thought. Colin, though, answering back with a high kick. But again, Jugson there with the physical strikes. Oh,
Jugson
Colin ducked the first one, caught the second one square on the jaw, though.
Incredible stamina from Jugson there.
It's all the garlic and chips.
He's still got all that energy, ready to unload whatever he wishes.
Oh, turns him round. What's he looking for here? Hoists him up onto his shoulders. Something big is happening. GTS!
A cotton mill.
Garlic to sleep.
Cotton mill.
Takes him down to... Oh! Oblivion just kicks out. And Jugson is not happy about that.
I think Oblivion flashed before Colin's eyes there.
What's he looking for here? Dropping the knee across the face of Oblivion.
Dreadful.
Oh, and the Lion Salt completely misses.
That is a bad
It's Colin's time to take advantage, rolling through, cranking that neck. Jugson is back up. What's he doing?
Bring it back.
Neck breaker, continuing to work on the neck now. It feels like Oblivion is really getting on a roll, but Jugson fights back. Oblivion, though, dragging him into the corner, bouncing him face first off the turnbuckle. What's he going to do now? He's climbing up to the second rope. And that's just strangulation.
It's a pigeon
That is just straight up strangulation. I don't care what you call it in Yorkshire. That's despicable behavior from Oblivion. And Jugson manages to fight out and misses again with the lion salt. This action cannot be described. It is just too fast. But stepping through is Oblivion into the sharpshooter. What do you call it in Yorkshire? What is that? What is that? What is that, Colin?
Sharpshooter. We call it the pheasant shooter.
The pheasant shooter.
A pheasant shooter.
Michael Jugson taps out after the pheasant shooter from Oblivion, despite all of the offense that Michael Jugson got in, and he was dominant in this match. It is Cole Shaft, Colin Oblivion, UK wrestling legend, who walks away with the victory after that devastating submission maneuver.
Best YOGSLAM commentator of the night. It has been decided. Thank you very much to WWE 2K22 for the simulation going very well for me there.
I don't know what that was. Again, we've got a bit of interference there. And thank you to Greg as well for doing some great announcing for us tonight. Now, I don't believe, if we can get something in our headset telling us, I don't believe we're rolling to any more VTs. We're going straight to our main event. Is that right? That is right. Okay, so we've got no more VTs to show you, but you will see our beautiful faces right now. There we are.
No victory smack talk there in VT form. But if you want me to give a performance now, I can attempt to provide one for you. Oh, yeah, that's right. You take it all the way back south. Admittedly, I used to script him in my time.
An auto cue.
An auto cue. It was just a piece of paper that was sort of being rolled. We didn't have technology like that.
What even is technology?
I don't know.
I mean, you powered the lights with small hamsters.
I won is the important
thing. You did win, which means it's now time for our main event. The match we have been building to all evening, the YOGSLAM Royal Rumble. All 20 participants you've seen this evening will be entered. The winner will be crowned the inaugural YOGSLAM champion. And of course, their entry number is being decided by whether or not they won and how fast they won it.
Seen some long matches, seen some short matches tonight. So if you can do a little bit of calculation in your head, you might have a rough idea of the order in which we might see some people tonight. But should we, without further ado, should we have a look and find out who is going to be the new YOGSLAM champion?
Put your predictions in the chat now. Let's go.
Could be us.
To the stage. Greg?
The following contest is the Royal Rumble match. The two superstars that drew number 1 and number 2 will start in the ring at the same time. Other superstars will join in the order that they drew. This will continue until all 20 superstars have entered the ring. Eliminations occur when a superstar is thrown over the top rope with both feet landing on the floor. The last superstar in the ring will be declared the Royal Rumble winner.
And here he comes.
Mr. Wrestling himself.
The former owner of YOGSLAM and Yogscast. He has got to be fuming. Pulling the #1 entry for this match. Huge disadvantage.
The biggest loser of the night.
From England, weighing in at 156 pounds, Lewis.
We've talked throughout the night about psychological, the effects that certain things can have, whether it's the stakes of being a parent's favorite child, and so on and so forth. But coming into the match first, having taken the biggest loss, has got to be absolutely devastating.
That's precisely what I was about to say. Lewis obviously feeling a huge amount of psychological devastation, but as one of the participants of a match that ran over 15 minutes or thereabouts, he's probably one of the most damaged participants. Everybody's going to be knackered.
That's true.
Coming into this match. Creamy Gonzalez, it'll be amazing if he walks to the ring at all.
One thing on Mr. Wrestling side, of course, is that Hugh Briss.
Yes, trained by Hugh Briss.
The individual who drew number 2 from England, weighing in at 165 pounds, Kimberly.
Of course, Kim Millennial suffering a devastating defeat of her own earlier. She considers herself a student of the game, long tenured Cold Shaft Colin Oblivion here, who you just saw successful in his outing this evening, wrestled alongside Kim at various points in her career, and she lost to a gorilla earlier.
That's right. There was talk of perhaps bringing Kim in early intentionally, even if she'd not performed as badly as she did tonight, because it is nearly her bedtime.
She is that young, of course, a millennial, as we have confirmed. Here we are. This is for the YOGSLAM Championship. It is beautiful. There it is. Everybody wants to go home with it this evening. And there we see our very durable referee, who must be knackered, having refereed about 3 hours worth of matches tonight, holding aloft the title, the gold that everybody wants. Here we go.
Taking a few strikes as well as that referee.
Certainly has a couple of bumps, as we would say, or you would say.
We say strikes. Well, there were a lot of minor strikes back in the day, so that's what we prefer to call them, you know?
Sure.
Yeah.
So we start off with Lewis, Mr. Wrestling Brindley, and Kim Millennial. Now, as Greg outlined, this is not a pinfall or a submission match. This is not a tables match. It is not a last man standing match. This is a Royal Rumble match, which of course means that every 60 seconds, a new entrant will enter, and you only get... trying to fall over my words here. We've also been commentating for 3 hours. The only way to eliminate someone is to throw them over the top rope, and both feet must touch the ground.
Both feet. 2 feet on the ground. That's what we're looking for.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
10 seconds now. You hear the Yognauts counting down. And it's been pretty back and forth so far. Neither Mr. Wrestling or Kim have shown or been put in any danger of going over. And here comes Pedguin.
It's Pedguin up next. He, of course, had our first loss of the night. So he's perhaps had a little longer to recover than
he has. That's a very good point. Yeah, he's had a while to feel a bit better.
Yeah.
And, of course, there are now an odd number of people in the ring, which means someone gets a little moment to sort of collect themselves while the other two focus on one another. As you can see Pedguin doing there, just having a little dance.
Getting himself ready.
The Emperor of the Animals, as he calls himself. And you've got to imagine that he is really excited to prove himself.
On our halfway break, I saw him with spoonfuls of honey, just straight honey, straight down his gullet.
That is very true.
We couldn't afford that in my day.
No, we can't. Lewis taking a little breather there. You see, he's itching to get involved, and beautiful again. You can't deny the ability of Pedguin, but we've yet to see him put together his sort of, I suppose, athletic prowess with his wrestling mind,
his animal instinct.
Exactly, yes.
Right. A lot of energy though in all of these competitors, considering they've all had losses tonight so far.
Absolutely. And Kim, that's very close. And here comes Creamy Gonzalez.
Scotland the Brave.
It's Creamy. He's a Gonzalez. Here comes Creamy Gonzalez down to the ring. He has not had nearly enough time, you would imagine, to recover from what he was put through by Swamp Hag.
Well, you wouldn't have thought so, but again, I also saw him necking Cream.
Are you sure he was now? Lewis has gone! Mr. Wrestling has been eliminated. What a horrible night at the office. First in, he loses his company, and first eliminated.
So-called Mr. Wrestling. I think not, by the looks of things.
Have to call him a different name soon enough.
Look at that.
Rubbish.
Disappointment. I've been there.
You've been in your fair share of rumbles, Colin?
I've been in my fair share of rumbles. When I say I've been there, I mean I've walked around the ring, but never.
Oh, Kim Millennial's gone!
Someone else losing.
Creamy Gonzalez having the wherewithal, after what he's been through tonight, to throw out Kim Millennial.
And I can see Kim Millennial over there having a millennial tantrum, throwing her toys out the pram.
Oh no, she's just hit Greg.
Oh, Greg.
As if Greg's not been through enough.
Oh.
Pedguin sizing up, and another boot to Creamy Gonzalez.
Can we push Greg?
Can we push Greg, please?
It's the Milton Keynes
MKF. Here she comes, seemingly not really too affected by being crowned least favourite child earlier on, but again, another person with a lot to prove.
Inexplicable pinata in hand. She carries that everywhere she goes. Contains the ashes of her crab father, so I'm told.
Okay. What is Creamy Gonzalez doing here? The power of Creamy Gonzalez. The big power slam. Power bomb, sorry, excuse me. Got that wrong. MKF Are we getting some tag team offense here? A little double team from MKF and
The
Pedguin.
Lord of the Animals clearly had words backstage.
Absolutely.
With a crab.
A subject of his animal kingdom.
I wonder if we will see the likes of Stanky and, perhaps the Smithosaurus cooperating with the Emperor of the Animal Kingdom.
And of course, we've also got, let me see my notes here. We've also got Camille Stout, who is a rodent.
We do.
Could we see an animal alliance? Although we have just seen a massive arm drag there from Pedguin to MKF.
Pincer drag.
Pincer drag, I'm terribly sorry. And what's MKF doing here? The DDT, beautiful. And in comes entrant number 6. Oh,
it's the sommelier.
I can flip and smell it. Here he comes.
Sommelier.
It's the sommelier. Again, we're going to say it a lot as these losers, there's got to be a better term for them, make their way to the ring in the sort of first half of the entrance here. They've got a lot to prove.
They certainly
They've
have.
got a lot to prove.
And incidentally, we do call them losers up north.
Double team. Okay, well, that's good to know. Another double team offense there, but this time 2 Pedguin, so clearly the Animal Alliance is off.
Yeah, clearly
Sommelier.
not happening at all.
No.
Sommelier hopefully has not had too much refreshment himself in between matches because that could very easily
could really throw him off his game, couldn't it? No, we've done one there. Now we've got the 4 competitors in the ring squaring off. We've already seen 2 eliminations. Lewis, Mr. Wrestling Brindley, having a horrible night at the office. Kim Millennial as well, already gone. Pedguin throwing Creamy Gonzalez into the corner. Creamy Gonzalez counters the backbreaker from the sommelier to MKF. There's a lot happening. It looked like we were going to get some sort of fisherman suplex to Pedguin, but he's countered. He's clambered out of it somehow, and then the suplex.
The count coming in,
taking down Creamy Gonzalez.
Now we do have a ring capacity, do we not?
We do.
I believe.
Oh, but it's just been freed up by
one.
Never
reach it. We may never reach the ring capacity.
MKF has gone, and in comes
Why is
Greenman.
no one coming in?
The question is,
why is it just an empty? Hello?
Are any of the participants going to be able to see Greenman coming to the ring, or has he already been keyed out?
Just an empty ramp. Oh, there he is.
The sommelier hasn't seen him. The sommelier hasn't seen him. Now he knows he's there, though. Clobbering blow to the back, just planting him, but the sommelier counters rolling through. Several strikes take him to the ground, and I see Pedguin and Creamy Gonzalez facing off again. But Pedguin countering.
Vicious blow.
There is a lot happening here, and it's only going to get more chaotic as it goes. The leg sweep from Creamy Gonzalez.
It will be interesting to see which of the competitors in this ring tonight are able to see Greenman. We've established the sommelier does have the appropriate vision.
Probably smell him, to be honest. That enhanced smell, the huge gut buster, planting Greenman, who fights back with a massive chop. It looks like Pedguin has gone.
Pedguin's out.
Pedguin
one out of the ring.
has gone.
And the Yognots go absolutely wild with that.
And it looks like we're getting a pile driver from Greenman. Remember, no pinfalls or submissions in here. And an AA from Creamy Gonzalez, who is putting on an incredible show here. And here comes the man of the hour.
The best loser of the night,
Perhaps deserved a little more than he got. Fantastic suit, slightly different tie, nice hair, good beard.
Yeah.
Lovely chap.
Ready for stunts.
Coming in at number 8.
Jacket off very quickly there.
Jacket off and tie. Perhaps he heard my comment about it being the wrong tie. But that's okay. And again, these competitors pair off.
He's taking hits there from Creamy.
Cream all over his face.
How does it feel, do you think?
Probably wet.
I would think so.
I would imagine.
Greenman just taunting there right in front of the sommelier. Sommelier walking away, clearly struggling to see him at times. I think perhaps it depends on what background he's against.
Red! Code red, sorry.
Code green.
Code green.
I would call that.
What? Oh, look at that! Incredible offense from all of these competitors so far. Creamy Gonzalez looking for a second elimination. Greenman could be about to go. Greenman's up there. Greenman's gone. Greenman has gone.
Legs out. That's it.
A competitor. Greg's not quite sure who that was because he can't see him.
Greg
doesn't know who it is.
No. And we see these. Gonzalez absolutely loving the moment.
And out comes Smithosaurus. There can never be 2 Hat Films members in the ring at once.
No, that's true.
We saw that devastating offense there of Michael Jugston, although it appears fortunes have changed slightly because Creamy Gonzalez is dominating everybody in this match.
What do you think Smithosaurus keeps in his sack? That's my question.
More nudes,
More
maybe.
nudes, yeah.
More
perhaps.
nudes.
He may
He's
have-
always got a backup supply.
Perhaps they've been redistributed by Trot backstage. Maybe they've gone back to their rightful owners. That would have been the decent thing to do.
It would have been the decent thing to do. We have no word yet on what Trot has
We don't
done with
know.
the nudes
We
that
can
he
find
won.
out. We will get word later, perhaps.
The two, I would say, henchest competitors in this match squaring off with one another, that being Creamy Gonzalez and Smithosaurus. But now Smithosaurus has decided he's had enough. Creamy Gonzalez is just completely off his face.
So dazed.
He does not know what's going on.
He's
I am getting
curdling.
so excited, my nose is running ever so slightly.
Right.
Can the people in my headset please perhaps fade away from camera for a moment so I can wipe my nose?
Right.
That's a question.
Okay.
Do we have an answer? Is it no?
We'll find out. We'll see if they can remove the picture-in-picture.
Can we quickly go away from... Who's this now?
Not Lewis.
That's clearly Lewis.
That's clearly Lewis in his Steve Jobs persona.
How has he gotten away with that? How on earth? He's no longer the boss. He tried to bribe Fireman Milkman Man into taking a fall, and yet he's back out here, and I'm just going to have to wipe my nose.
Just go under the desk, tip your head down, go out of frame, whatever you like.
No,
Oh.
the frame is quite wide. Maybe this way is the correct way to go.
Oh, that'll do it.
Here we go.
Oh, absolutely revolting. Oh, you guys.
There we go.
missed,
Needs must. It turns out that all our gods have abandoned us and there is no one in our headset anymore.
Talk
No
about
one can hear me.
bereavement. Jeez, that's not what I like to see.
Okay, well, not Lewis is not having a good time. He is entrant number 10. He's wearing a very fetching jumper, but it's not looking good for him.
No, he's got
Michael
his glasses
Judson
on.
dragging. Oh, just boots the sommelier out of the ring.
The sommelier, he's out. That's it.
I can flip and smell it, says Judson as the sommelier takes a huge dive, and
Sommelier
Smithosaurus
can
is
smell
trying
it
to
too.
eliminate Creamy Gonzalez.
And
Creamy
Creamy's going out
Gonzalez
too. Could
has
this
had a
be
fantastic showing. Can he stay in this
two
one?
food and drink related
He's
superstars.
clinging on. He's clinging on. Can Creamy Gonzalez
Both of those legs have to touch the floor.
He's not got a very long shelf life, but can he hang around here?
And here is a surprise entry.
Who's this? Talk to me about this, Colin.
Well, have a listen to that. Brothers of the Mind, rejoice. Here comes the Yogscast fan representing you all at home.
Representing you at home, the Yogscast fan is here.
You could be the YOGSLAM champion.
You could collectively, our championship. Creamy Gonzalez, I should point out, has managed to survive.
He has.
The shelf life going on just a little bit longer here. And now, looked like Judson was mounting for some MMA style strikes, but
Mr. Wrestling just posing.
he's not Mr. Wrestling anymore.
Well, I
That's
suppose not.
Lewis Steve Jobs Brindley. Different brand.
Yeah.
Huge belly-to-belly suplex from Creamy Gonzalez to Lewis there.
He can't have had much rest backstage. In fact, he's probably spent most of the time getting changed. So I would be surprised if he looks knackered already, to be honest.
He does. In quite a poetic move there. Judson, perhaps an unwanted competitor in this match, taking it to the Yogscast audience at large.
Yeah, that's right.
But now Smithosaurus and a counter from Judson. And Lewis Brindley, that's poetry. A huge right hand taking down the collective Yogscast audience. He doesn't care about you.
He doesn't care
He's
about
a villain.
you.
He's
Do not
a
root
villain.
for him. Do not root for him.
And fresh off his victory, the least fresh competitor perhaps so far, I am losing my voice. Here comes the former DDWA heavyweight champion of the world, Cold Shaft Colin Oblivion. How do you feel about your chances in this match?
I'm doing it for Denby. You know, I'm going to bring back a belt all the way back home. We do call it a belt there.
Yeah, it keeps up your trousers, I would say.
No,
it's a championship.
belts, not in Yorkshire.
Oh, it looks like the Yogscast audience at large.
Push it.
Oh, not quite.
No.
Lewis Brindley's clinging to life, although he's...
You, the
Is he?
audience.
He's fought back
Trying
in.
to get rid of Mr. Brindles there.
Lewis, Steve Jobs Brindley clinging to life in this one.
Ironically, he may have lost his Steve Jobs this evening at the hands of Milkman, Fireman, something.
Michael Judson. Michael Judson's gone.
Judson's out.
Judson has gone. I was just about to say Judson started fighting the Yogscast audience earlier. Colin Coleshaft Oblivion teamed up briefly with the Yogscast. Who else has just gone then? Who was that?
Has we lost someone? No, I don't think we lost. It's. Did we lose anyone there?
Who's gone? We're about to see them walk past, I think. We've just lost someone. That was Lewis. Lewis has gone again.
Lewis, of course. Lewis has gone.
And here comes the Fireman Milkman Man, the new owner of Yogscast and YOGSLAM. And we are down to 5 competitors once again. Entrant number 13, lucky number 13. Will Fireman Milkman Man add another title to his trophy cabinet this evening.
In a sense, if anyone wins tonight.
Oh, and immediately eliminates Smithosaurus.
Smithosaurus is out.
Oh,
those tiny
dear.
arms can't cling on, and those big legs.
Absolutely cannot hang
they touch
on.
the floor a lot easier.
I have a big head and tiny little arms. I can't do much of anything.
Teeth the size of bananas.
Creamy Gonzalez. I am absolutely in awe of the longevity of this man.
Creamy has unbelievable stamina. It's all that cream. That's what it is.
Perhaps he's some sort of long shelf life UHT milk.
He could be, yeah.
Look at the Yogscast audience at large. A beautiful spinning Hurricanrana.
Dealing terrible damage there to their new
overlord.
Their new owner.
Who's coming in next? 5 seconds, we will find out. Who on earth could it be? It's the owner of the nudes himself.
Here comes Randy Trott.
Randy Trott.
He's had a little bit of time backstage, feeling Randy, looking at the nudes.
Has he found the toilet yet?
I certainly hope so.
Has he found the toilet yet? And is he still horny as hell? Questions we do not know the answer to.
We don't know.
But his hair still looks magnificent.
Absolutely immaculate. The only competition he has there is from Creamy himself.
And look at that.
Good hair
Stereo maneuvers from the big hair boys, as I'm deciding to call them. Colin, we don't really know what's going on in the hair department underneath. Colin managed to overhand chop 2 competitors there at the same time. How did you do that?
Well, when you have hands as big as coal shovels, you can hit anyone you like from pretty much any distance you require.
And just taking a moment to enjoy himself, but Creamy could make it pay. Look at that. German suplex, or back suplex, I should say, from Creamy Gonzalez.
Randy Trott already at risk of going out.
Randy Trott in trouble. He's got 2 people trying to throw him over. The Yogs fans and the Yogs owner haven't quite managed to do it, but they're both... Oh, Randy Trott. Randy Trott clinging to life there.
Yeah.
And now he's got to be mad.
Powerful wrists, Randy Trott, so he's able to cling on for dear life.
Who on earth is coming out next?
It's Sharky Ben.
It's the everyman of the sea.
It is.
He is gigantic, and we have the pyro budget for him to do that twice.
He's big, he's wet, he's slippery. I hope the pyro stays safe, because at the moment we do have FMM in the ring, unable to deal with any fire safety issues.
Absolutely. FMM, you'll notice, didn't get his pyro when he got in the ring. Where's
Trott.
Trott going? Trott,
Irish
is he going to skin the cat? No, he's not. He just rolls back under. FMM missing. You're gone.
I'm out. I was
Colin,
doing it for
cold shaft oblivion.
I was doing it for the commentary box, but
a respectable showing, I should say.
I appreciate it.
But we continue. Creamy Gonzalez
still with
Sharky Ben. What's he doing? Just look, he's about
to lift a fully grown shark.
How on earth has
Smile,
Creamy Gonzalez?
You
he came
son
in
of a bee.
at entrant number 4, Creamy Gonzalez, and he is still rocking and rolling in this match. He went off and through Hell in a Cell.
He certainly did. Meanwhile, the Yogscast audience, you at home, you're still holding your own as well. Still dealing severe damage to the brand new owner.
Absolutely, trying to eliminate him again. And here comes Mothaload.
Mothaload flying into the ring.
She decided to leave her title at home.
Yeah.
Perhaps realizing the error of her ways when she beat up MKF a bit too much.
Hopefully there's been some reconciliation backstage.
2 men attempting to be eliminated in the corners. What does the addition of the mother's favorite moth, how is that going to affect the chemistry of this match?
She'll certainly be on a high, not only from her victory in the ring in general, but from knowing that she is the favourite and that Mommy is at home.
Got a nice gold belt to prove it. Got a nice gold belt to prove it. Again, we have an uneven number of competitors, which means someone, this time it's Randy Trott, can just take a moment to showboat, just take a moment to recover. Completely missing there.
That's a miss. That is a bad miss.
That is a bad miss.
Yeah.
We do not have many more entrants left in this 20-person Royal Rumble. A reminder that the winner will be crowned the inaugural YOGSLAM champion. And this is our main event here at YOGSLAM. Thank you so much to all of you for joining us. We hope you've enjoyed it so far.
And remember, we are sponsored today by 2K and WWE 2K22. As you can see, it's a fantastic experience.
It's a fantastic experience for the whole family. Here we are. The ring might soon be at capacity. Who is joining us? It's Swamp Hag. Pyro budget back again.
Hat is on. Some strange guttural calls from the audience there.
The Yognauts are having fun.
They are.
Only 3 more competitors remain.
Hat is off. The Yognauts having particular fun, of course, because they're still holding their own in the ring against Mothaload, against Randy Trott, against the brand new owner. Look at Big Witch there.
You really get a sense of scale when the cell is not surrounding the ring. She is a lanky witch.
She certainly is.
That is for sure.
Yeah.
Question is, have any actions been taken against her regarding her potion doping earlier in the night? And has she taken any further potion?
We've also got Randy Trott in the ring right now, or maybe not for long, but he has been doping with
Creamy
steroids.
Gonzalez looking to get another elimination. He doesn't quite do it. Randy Trott holding on again. He's nearly been eliminated a couple of times.
Yeah.
I think the real story of what's going on here, though, is Creamy Gonzalez. How on earth is he performing to the standard that he is?
He is still here.
Entrant number 4. Been put through absolute hell, literally this evening, and doped with a potion.
We're having some real highs and lows from Randy Trott here. He's had some very close calls outside the ring, but he's delivered some devastating moves as well.
He certainly has. He is in possession of the nudes, though, so either way, he's got to be quite happy. And Randy Trott is gone. Here comes Stanky Kong. And then we lost someone else there as well. We're going to need to cut back to the ring just to work out who on earth that was.
Greg will confirm, hopefully. We have lost.
Who on earth was in there briefly?
You got to work it out.
There's Randy Trott at the front.
Missing? They're in the
We're
bottom
going to see
right.
someone walk past.
It's our new owner.
Oh no!
It's FMM.
FMM has been eliminated.
That's the end of it for him.
My goodness, there he goes. You saw him walk out of frame ever so slightly.
Bright high vis.
In the ring, we've got Stanky Kong, Motherload, Yogscast audience at large.
Oh, Mothalo being thrown around, leaving dusty residue hither and thither.
Oh, the super kick from the Yogscast audience at large, taking out Swampback, and she is gone.
Creamy's still going.
Creamy is still going. He's rolling under the bottom rope. Remember, if they kick him out now, it won't count. He has to go over.
That's
he has
right.
to go over.
He has to go over. The question is, of course, is your favourite still in the ring?
Let us know in the chat.
Let us know in the chat.
Who is going to win
now? Who remains?
We only have 2 more entrants to come, and if you've been sort of counting along at home, you will know who they are.
You will.
Here comes Camille Stowe. Creamy Gonzalez is gone.
That was a valiant defense.
Here comes the Rodent Queen, the first winner of tonight's festivities, I should say. Can she carry those winning ways through? She is so far with one person left to come out.
She's at the
freshest face.
Yes.
Out of anyone.
She's had the longest rest as well since the beginning.
Absolutely. Look at that spine buster, that sit-out spine buster from Motherload
now you
to Camille.
You talk about counting along at home, Michael. I feel like I've been counting along at home. And this is everyone as far as my way. But all we know is there's a 20-person rumble. That's the information we've been given.
That is extremely true. We're still due one more competitor.
We are.
But every single person who's competed tonight, with the addition of the Yogscast audience at large in the blue there, is in the ring or has been to the ring. So
only time will tell.
No one is telling us.
They left a long time ago.
They're not sure who's there.
They won't let you wipe your nose.
They wouldn't let me wipe my nose. They made me do that on camera. That was pretty humiliating.
Won't tell us anything about witch anatomy. Well, we'll find out in 8 seconds.
Who on earth is the final competitor in this match, as Stanky Kong is being attempted to be eliminated here?
And the new competitor...
You are joking. Oh, Camille Stout's gone.
Camille is out. That was a very short run by Camille.
Oh, for God's sake.
I mean, it's a bit sexy, but I don't approve.
It is inarguably highly arousing, but even so, it's highly unusual because he should not be in this match. He came out first. He was first eliminated. We saw him again as Steve Jobs Lewis Brinley, and now he's out as Sexy B.
Lewis Sexy B Brinley re-enters the ring.
We are down to 4 competitors. One of these 4 will be crowned the inaugural YOGSLAM champion. It will either be Motherload, Sexy B Brinley, Stanky Kong, or
the Yogscast fans. Sexy B Brinley already being pushed over the ropes there. It was a close call for him.
This is his last opportunity, but the big spinning heel kick from Motherload, who follows it up with a big splash. Dust sent all over the ring.
Motherload, of course, in with a chance of winning 2 titles tonight.
Absolutely. We could have a double champion. Very real chance of that. The reversal from Motherload. We see Yogscast audience trying to eliminate Stanky Kong in the corner. Motherload hoisting up. What are we getting here? We are getting a sit-out pile driver. And do bees have spines? We will never find out. But if Motherload wanted to eliminate Sexy B Lewis, she could do it now. Not quite.
No,
a little bit more punishment being inflicted on the bee. And the bee with that was the bee's knees, you could say, right there, right to the face of Motherload.
A dreadful tin bath there.
Oh,
from the Yogscast
Spanish fly from the Yogscast audience at large to Stanky Kong, and where's Sexy Bee? Sexy Bee's gone. Lewis has gone. Lewis has lost everything. He's had 3 opportunities and he has squandered all of them. Motherload has got to be happy with that.
Yeah, Sexy Bee, Lewis Brindley, he's out, and we will see no more. We have confirmation. Well, we don't have in our ear confirmation because we've been abandoned, but we have confirmation that there will be no more competitors in this Rumble. Your winner is in front of you somewhere.
This is it. It's down to these 3. Motherload sent into the corner by Stanky Kong, the biggest competitor in this match. He attempts to eliminate Motherload. He's picking her up. He's picking her. It's not looking good for Motherload. Motherload is only one more position. Motherload is gone. Motherload is gone. She walks away with 1 championship tonight. But this means that either Stanky Kong or you watching at home will be the inaugural YOGSLAM champion. Stanky Kong cannot wait to get his hands on you. He is pacing back and forth. Doesn't really know what to do with himself. But this works out in the audience's favour because they get to take a little more time resting up there.
Stanky just sort of grumbling under his breath. Stanky fight, Stanky kill, Stanky win.
Stanky kill.
Stanky kill.
I just hope that the Yogscast audience at large did not eat a banana beforehand, because Stanky Kong smells blood in the water, or should I say banana in the audience.
There's some banana-coloured trim there, certainly.
That's not going to be good.
No, it will just incite. It's like a red rag to a bull. It's a banana to a gorilla.
Certainly is. Look at that. Salida del Sol from the Yogscast audience to Stanky Kong, planting the giant
Costa
ape.
del Sol, we prefer.
And now walking the gorilla over to the corner, hooking the leg, attempting to hoist this giant... Not monkey. Ape.
Great ape.
This great ape out of the ring. No, says Stanky.
Who is your money on? Is it on yourself or is it on this?
And here we go.
Beast.
These 2 squaring up. The Yogscast audience at large versus Stanky Kong. Yogscast audience at large has been in the ring longer, but didn't have a match earlier on tonight.
No, that's right. That plays into it a lot.
Stanky Kong came off a big win against Kim Millennial.
Could this be it?
But is much stronger.
Very difficult to lift the gorilla.
Potentially much more capable. A perfectly timed counter there from Stanky Kong. And the Hurricanrana takes down the great ape. Yogscast audience member hoisting Stanky Kong back to his feet. The kicks and the chops, trying to chop down this giant mammal. The super kick. Oh, Stanky just hanging on there.
Those monkey arms, great ape
arms.
They allow you to grip on with great strength.
Big hip toss from Stanky Kong and the headbutt. And what does Stanky Kong have to do to win this championship?
Stanky looking absolutely enraged.
The gorilla press, the counter from the Yogscast audience into the pinning attempt. Of course, that doesn't matter in this match.
It's
not important.
Got to get them over that ring.
What is the Yogscast audience going to do? They lock up again, ducks under the clothesline. DDT counter from the big gorilla. Several punches, kick to the gut, very close to the ropes. That's an Irish whip it there into the corner. And now, like so many people before them, the Yogscast audience is at risk of being eliminated by Stanky Kong, and the Yogscast audience is gone. We have a new champion. We have a new champion. The YOGSLAM champion. Here are the highlights.
Champion. It's Stanky Kong.
Stanky Kong has done it. The impossible. Great ape-shaped dream has come true.
This great ape just got greater. And both the audience here tonight and the audience in the chat at home are going absolutely wild.
A massive congratulations to the YOGSLAM champion, Stanky Kong. And with that, we've drawn this evening's entertainment to a close.
Certainly, I want to say thank you one more time to 2K for sponsoring this stream and, of course, for providing WWE 2K22 for us to run these fantastic matches.
Absolutely. Thank you to the Yogscast for having us 2 along. We hope you've all enjoyed yourselves, and we will see you all next time. Take care of yourselves, everybody. And until next time, keep
wrestling,
slamming,
fighting,
keep YOGSLAMming.
Do you think I lost my accent as I went on? I don't think anyone noticed.
Yes. Any